The pitching matchup here, very interesting in that Kamonic, who is basically the number 3 man on the Thorp staff, although a pretty good pitcher, but behind Reese Drost and Jacob Rosemeyer. He gets the call in the state championship game, as both Drost and Rosemeyer were used up yesterday in Thorp's semifinal win over Johnson Creek. Meanwhile, the Athens Blue Jays will turn to Marshall Westfall, who under normal circumstances might be the number 1 man on this Athens pitching staff this year. Coming into this season, Marshall was considered to be a top-notch pitcher, but has been dealing with arm injuries throughout the year, has enabled him to still play in the field, but not pitch as much as he would like. But Marshall is pretty healthy right now, and so he'll get the call in this starting contest today in the state championship contest against the Thorp Cardinals. The two teams are being introduced to the crowd here at Fox City Stadium, and a good crowd is on hand to take in the state championship game. A number of players from from Ithaca, the ball club that Athens beat yesterday, are sitting right below us watching the state championship contest this morning. Thorp Cardinals now being introduced along the third base foul line. They will be the home team today. Athens will be the visiting team in this contest this morning. You are listening to WIAA Playoff Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield, and WDLB, WOSQ.com. Tom Uthmeyer is producing our broadcast today. I'm Gene DeLisio at Fox City Stadium in Appleton as we get set for baseball here in the WIAA Division IV state championship game. Each team now is leaving the field, and we'll get the ball game underway momentarily. Weather situation very pleasant today, a bit warmer than yesterday. Certainly not as breezy. The breeze wasn't too bad yesterday, but it was certainly there. Today there is no wind. The flags in right center field are limp. And so not much wind to speak of today. Temperatures probably at this hour in the low 70s, but mostly sunny skies above us, and a great day for baseball here in the Fox Valley, and should be great weather for the 4 state championship games being played here at Fox City Stadium today. The umpires are meeting behind home plate. Our umpires for this ball game: Michael Feil behind the plate, Trent Holdman at first base, Larry Holshoe is at second base, Michael DeWire is umpiring at third base today. And right now they're meeting with some WIAA officials about some of the technicalities of the ball game and receiving some baseballs as well to get this game underway. Thorp Cardinals stationed outside the third base dugout, talking with Coach Broda and getting set to take the field, and they'll be in the field to begin this ball game today. Nice crowd on hand for the ball game. Athens and Thorp folks are down here in good numbers. These two schools very close to one another, don't play each other all that much because they are in different conferences. Athens in the Marywood North, Thorp in the Western Clover Belt, but still they do see each other in sporting events from time to time. They do play in the same football conference, the Cloverwood Conference, so that's a regular rivalry as well. And Coach Broda did mention during our talk yesterday that from time to time, the two schools will play the same students on the same summer baseball teams, and so they are used to seeing each other from that standpoint as well. Thorp Cardinals now are on the field. Defensively for Thorp today, at first base is Reese Drost. At second base, Ryan Stunkel. At shortstop, Jacob Rosemeyer. And at third base, Matt Drost. In right field, Quade Webster. In center field, Carter Caraba. In left field, Charlie Hauser. The catcher is Wyatt Denzine. And on the mound for Thorp is right-hander Chris Kamonic. Chris this year is 0-2 with a 4.43 ERA. He has made 5 starts, does have 2 saves this year. He has thrown 22 1/3 innings, allowed 21 runs, 14 earned on 23 hits, walked 17, struck out 32, and has hit 3. He's also thrown 7 wild pitches. That leads the Thorp Ball Club in that category. That's something that we'll keep an eye on in this ball game in some tight base running situations. Right-hander Chris Kamonic gets the call for the Thorp Cardinals, and probably going down here a couple of days ago on the bus from Thorp, Chris probably wasn't thinking that he'd be the starting pitcher in the state championship game, as he understood that Jacob Rosemeyer would start the semifinal yesterday against Johnson Creek. And if things went according to plan and Thorp won that ball game, then Reese Drost would be the starting in the state championship game. That did not happen, as Rosemeyer threw a lot of pitches in his start against Johnson Creek and threw 99 pitches in the game's first 4 innings. And Coach Broda was forced to bring Reese Drost in the ball game for the final 3 innings yesterday in relief, and Reese did the job quite well. He shut down the Johnson Creek Ball Club, allowed just 1 run, enabled Thorp to come back and win that ball game with 2 runs in the 7th. Thorp got the win. Drost got the win in relief, but Drost also used up his pitches, and so now it's Chris Kamonic who gets the call as the starter for Thorp in this state championship game. We are set to begin baseball here at Fox City Stadium in Appleton. One of the WIAA officials standing along the first base foul line, preventing Clay Ellenbecker from coming to the home plate area, likely because the internet television people are not quite ready to begin the telecast. So Chris Kamonic has taken his warm-up throws. He's standing on the mound, kind of idly looking around. Clay Ellenbecker standing between the first base dugout and home plate, kind of walking around, getting set to go to the batter's box, but is not being able to go to the box. And now the WIAA official says, okay, young man, you can bat now. And so Clay steps up to the plate to lead off the Athens first inning. Clay batting .258 for the year, no home runs, and 14 runs batted in for the Thorp Cardinals this season. Clay was 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts against Ithaca yesterday. Chris Kamonic ready, winds and throws. First pitch is across for a called strike 1. And play is underway in this WIAA Division IV state championship game. Kamonic throws once again, up and in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Clay Ellenbecker. Kamonic throws again, in the dirt for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. As we mentioned, not much of a breeze right now, so wind should not be a factor in this ball game. Next pitch on the way. That's high and outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike on Clay Ellenbecker, leading off the Athens first inning. Clay back in there, and Kamonic throws again. That pitch is down the middle for a called strike. And the count full, 3-2. Clay Ellenbecker, fine senior center fielder for this Athens ball club. Kamonic throws again, missed outside, ball 4. And a leadoff base runner for Athens here in the opening inning. Here's Marshall Westfall, the Athens pitcher for today, batting .263 with 5 runs batted in. Right-handed batter. Kamonic from the stretch. And Ellenbecker going, pitches outside for a ball. Throw to second base is in time. A nice swipe tag by shortstop Jacob Rosemeyer. And Ellenbecker is cut down by catcher Wyatt Denzine. Well, the further up the ladder you get in terms of championship baseball, the more you'll see a catcher who can make that play. Fine throw by Wyatt Denzine on the bag to Jacob Rosemeyer, and Ellenbecker is retired. 1-0 on Marshall Westfall. He fouls one back to the screen, and the count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Marshall played first base and second base yesterday, was 2 for 4, had that big base hit in the 6th inning to begin that 3-run rally, which brought Athens back in the ballgame to win that semifinal contest. He takes a curveball over for a called strike. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marshall Westfall. Marshall back in there. Kamonic winds and throws a breaking ball, low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see what Chris Kamonic has today. Thorp pitcher gets the call in this state championship game. The 2-2 pitch on the way, popped foul on the first base side at a play. 2-2. Marshall Westfall, a senior. The scoreboard lists him as an outfielder, or it says a sophomore, but he is actually a senior. Kamonic throws again, and there's a deep drive to left field. Hauser goes way back to deep left field. Ball goes over his head and up against the wall in left field. Westfall rounding second base, trying for third base. The relay throw is dropped, and Westfall is in there safely. Marshall Westfall with a triple against the fence in left field. Took a chance going around second base, but the shortstop Rosemeyer dropped the relay throw, and that gave Marshall time to get to third base uncontested. Seth Coker now batting. He pops one foul on the third base side of the play for strike 1. So Athens with an early threat. Westfall at third base with 1 out. And the count on Seth Coker, 0-1. Pitch by Kamonic is hit foul, same spot. Left side of the play, 0-2. No score in this Division IV state championship game, as Athens tries to break through here in the first inning. The pitch by Kamonic is fouled back. That pitch may have been outside the strike zone, but Seth may have felt it was too good to take, too close. Didn't want to risk that called third strike. So he fouled it back. Here's the 0-2 pitch once again. Half swing and a miss. Ball dropped. Throw down to first base in time. Here comes Westfall trying to score. Play at the plate. He slides in the back door and gets in safely. And Athens leads 1-0. Denzine, the catcher, dropped the third strike. Had to throw to first base to retire Coker. And Westfall took off once he saw that throw being made, and the return throw by Reese Drost was a pretty good one, but Marshall went around the back end of home plate, put his hand on that base going around the back end, and scored the first run of this ball game. So a 1-0 lead for Athens. Dakota Williamson standing in, the Athens first baseman, starting pitcher yesterday. Here's the pitch by Kamonic. It's hit foul on the first base side and heading out of play for strike 1. That'll be a strikeout and a wild pitch on that play that scores Westfall. Next pitch to Williamson is laced down the right field line. Quade Webster near the line makes the catch to end the inning. Boy, the Cardinals had Williamson played very well. Webster was shading to that right field foul line for the right-handed hitting Williamson. So a good scouting report by Thorp on that play. Webster makes the easy catch to retire the side. In the first inning for the Athens Blue Jays, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, a walk, no one left on base. After a half inning, our score is Athens 1 and Thorp coming to bat. We'll return to Fox City Stadium and more baseball in just a moment.
How did Courtesy Auto and Truck Center become one of the largest dealers in the Chippewa Valley? By offering our exclusive low live market prices on every vehicle we sell. You'll know you're getting the area's absolute lowest prices with live market pricing. We monitor competitive websites to offer you the most aggressive prices. New, pre-owned, certified. You'll save with the area's best prices. Save time and money because the live market price is the low market price. At Courtesy Auto and Truck Center in Thorp, you can count on Courtesy Auto.
Athens Lumber of Athens can general your new home construction, now offering updated blueprint service with three-dimensional options. Athens Lumber, a complete lumber yard, equipment and dumpster rental, also specializing in post and ladder frame buildings. Call Craig or Terry for free estimates. Athens Lumber, your complete home building center. Check out their website at AthensLumberLLC.com. Go Athens Blue Jays!
Marshall Westfall scored that run for the Athens Blue Jays in the top half of the first inning. Now, Marshall may have been shaken up on the three-base hit in which he hit to put himself at third base to score on that drop third strike. Marshall was talking with Coach Coker at third base after sliding into third base on that play. Later then scored on the drop third strike, and between innings, Marshall took a long time coming out of the dugout. In fact, now is just throwing his second pre-inning warm-up throw to catcher Connor Westfall. So we'll see how that slide, that three-base hit, affected Marshall Westfall. The Athens Blue Jays are in the field. At first base, Dakota Williamson. At second base, Dane Diethelm. At shortstop, Seth Coker. At third base, Derek Check. The right fielder is Javon Penny. In center field, Clay Ellenbecker. In left field, Guyler Luther. The catcher is Connor Westfall, and on the mound is right-hander Marshall Westfall. Marshall this year is 2-1 with a 3.47 ERA. He has made 4 starts, only thrown 10 1/3 innings. Facing Reese Drost, the Thorp first baseman. First pitch is up and in for ball 1. Reese batting .329 with 3 RBIs for Thorp this year. Westfall's next pitch is over the knees, a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thorp is batting bottom half of the first of this Division IV state championship game. Athens has an early 1-0 lead. Next pitch fouled back to the screen. And the count on Reese Drost, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reese had a big day for Thorp yesterday. A base hit, he scored 3 runs in that ball game, and that big one over Johnson Creek. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Westfall throws once again and got the outside corner for a called strike 3. Reese Drost out on strikes. The batter is second baseman Ryan Stunkel. Stunkel batting .400, 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. Westfall ready. Here's a curveball that breaks high and outside for ball 1. WIAA playoff baseball today here at Fox City Stadium in Appleton. Next pitch got the outside corner, called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Do want to mention that the Marshfield American Legion baseball team is in action tonight, facing Wausau Post 10 at Athletic Park. Westfall throws again, pop foul, first base side of the play. 1-2. Game time 7 p.m. We will broadcast that game this evening on AM 1450 WDLB and on WDLB WOSQ.com. Our pregame report at 6:45. 1-2 on Ryan Stunkel. Here's a curveball hit toward shortstop. Coker will charge, pick it up, fire quickly, and just in time. And Stunkel is retired. Ryan tripping over first base in his effort to get down that line as quickly as possible. That ball not hit all that hard, but Seth Coker charging makes a nice strong throw, and Stunkel is retired. Batting next for Thorp is the catcher Wyatt Denzine, batting .358 on the year with 15 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Westfall, and he takes it low and outside for ball 1. Our score is Athens 1, Thorp 0, as Thorp bats last half of the first. Base is empty and 2 outs. The pitch by Westfall. Here's a curveball that breaks over for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wyatt Denzine had 2 hits and drove in a run. In fact, had the game-tying RBI yesterday. Westfall throws again, low and outside for ball, 2-1. Wyatt's base hit in the 7th inning drove in the tying run, tied the ball game at 5. And then Thorp added 1 more run to win at 6-5. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. High hopper back over the mound. Glared by Coker at shortstop. Throws to first base in time to end the inning. Seth Coker makes the play to retire the side, and Thorp in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. We played 1 inning of this Division IV state championship game. Our score is Athens 1 and Thorp nothing. We'll come back with more baseball in just a moment.
You know why they call it spring? Because any minute your lawn's going to spring forth and grow like crazy. Be ready with a new Toro Mower built tough to last. See a Toro dealer today and get the Total Toro treatment. With prices starting at just $299, you get expert advice, great selection, financing options, excellent warranties, and professional service. Toro's the choice of professionals, and your dealer can help you get the professional look for your lawn, too. Get the Total Toro treatment at Bill's Service Center in Stratford.
Sweats Oil Company in Blinker has been serving central Wisconsin farmers since 1923. That's 95 years delivering petroleum products to central Wisconsin farmers. Sweats Oil Company folks salute the dairy farmers year-round and especially this month, June Dairy Month. More than delivery of petroleum products, Sweats has everything you need while traveling at Sweats Country Corner Mart just off the new Highway 10 in Blinker and at Sweats Roadside Convenience Store on Division Street in Stevens Point.
We have bright sunshine here in the Fox Valley today. In fact, we look out to center field, and there is a TV camera out there filming the proceedings from the hitter's backdrop in center field, and the cameraman has an umbrella over his head to shade him from the elements. Not a bad idea today on this very sunny day here in the Fox Valley. Catcher Connor Westfall will lead off the Athens second inning. The pitch from Chris Kamonic rides high for ball 1. Athens leading Thorp 1-0 in this Division IV state final. Kamonic throws again. No one outside for ball 2-0. Now Chris Kamonic doesn't waste much time. Here's a fly ball to center field. Carter Caraba in right center gets there, makes the catch for out number 1. Westfall flies to center field. That's out number 1. Batting next is the left fielder Guyler Luther. Guyler batting .309, 14 RBIs. Kamonic throws, and that pitch is in there for a call, strike 1. Thorp Cardinals making their first ever appearance at the WIAA State Championships. Next pitch to Luther outside for ball 1-1. We have records on Thorp baseball that go back to 1987. Kamonic winds, throws once again. Chop foul on the third base side. 1-2. But in that period between 1987 and this year, we do not have Thorp advancing to a sectional until this season. So a real dry period for Thorp baseball. 1-2 on Guyler Luther. Kamonic winds and throws once again, a swing and a miss. And Luther out on strikes. That's Kamonic's second strikeout. 2 men down. Batting next is the right fielder Javon Penny, a .263 hitter for the year. Javon had a big base hit in that 3-1 win over Ithaca yesterday to drive in that third run. The pitch on the way, high and tight for ball 1. Our score here is Athens 1, Thorp nothing. Athens batting top of the second. Kamonic throws outside for ball 2-0. Bases empty and 2 outs. Mentioning yesterday that Thorp has had some very good baseball teams over the years. Kamonic throws again, in there for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Coach Moe with some very strong teams back in the 90s, but never got out of the regional. Kamonic throws once again, line to right field. That ball will drop for a base hit. And Javon Penny with a 2-out single for the Blue Jays, their second hit of the day. Second baseman Dane Diethelm now batting for the Athens Ball Club. Dane 1 for 3 with an infield base hit against Ithaca yesterday. Tossed to first base, sends Penny back in time. Chris Kamonic, again from the stretch, goes over to first base. We had a delay yesterday during one of the Division III games because an outfield fence sign fell down. Kamonic ready. He now throws. Line to left field, a base hit. Dane Diethelm lines one to left field. Dane only batting .216, but he turned on that one and lined the ball to left field for a solid single. Penny stops at second base on that base hit. And here's DH Colton Weiler batting for the first time. A .308 hitter. Kamonic checks the base runners and now delivers. And the pitch on the inside corner for a called strike. Athens leading Thorp 1-0. Athens batting in the top of the second. Runners at first and second and 2 out. Kamonic throws once again. High hopper off of Kamonic's glove out towards second base. Grabbed by Stunkel. He'll toss to Rosemeyer for the force play on Diethelm to end the inning. A 4-6 force out at second base to retire the side. In the second for Athens, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 2. Our score after 1.5 is Athens 1, Thorp 0. And more baseball from the state finals in Appleton in just a moment.
You may have heard by now that June is Dairy Month, and you may know that as you've grown your dairy farm, B&H Trucks has been there for you the entire time. They understand the hard work it takes to make something great, much like you do. Your farm is your lifeblood, like heavy trucks and equipment is theirs. Here at B&H, they've been doing it for more than 50 years and have become experts in their field, just like you and your dairy. So here's to a happy and healthy future together. Happy Dairy Month from B&H, the driving force in heavy trucks and equipment. 1505 South Central Avenue in Marshfield or vhtrucks.com.
Moving Marshfield forward by giving back. At Forward Financial Bank, that's what it's all about. Hi, this is Bill Senholtz, President and CEO at Forward Financial Bank. We're proud to say that 100% of our deposits are being invested in loans in our communities. That means your deposit dollars stay here to help businesses and families who need financing. To help move our communities forward, stop in today and open your account, or open your account online at forwardbank.com.
Certainly some good camaraderie between these two ball clubs as the Thorp Cardinals came out to bat here in the second inning. One of the Thorp coaches coaching at first base came over, shook Bill Coker's hand as Bill was standing in front of the Athens dugout. The coaching staffs, I'm sure, know each other pretty well. May not play each other all that often, but have some contact from time to time, and certainly very familiar with one another. Shortstop Jacob Rosemeyer leads off the Thorp second inning. Facing Marshall Westfall. Marshall's first pitch is down low for ball 1. Athens on top 1-0 in this Division IV state championship game. Westfall winds and throws a curveball, popped up behind second base, is going to drop for a base hit. A sinking pop-up past second baseman Dane Diethelm out into right center field. And Jacob Rosemeyer singles to begin the Thorp second inning. Batting next is the third baseman Matt Drost, batting .209 with 13 RBIs. Right-handed batter. Rosemeyer at first base, held there by Williamson. In fact, Westfall goes over and sends him diving back in. We're mentioning the Thorp offense not real strong once you get past those top 4 guys. Westfall throws here and gets the inside corner for a call and strike. Drost, the number 5 man, batting .209, and the batters behind him, 6 through 9, batting below those numbers. So not a very strong offensive ball club. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Matt Drost, grounded down the first base side and right by Williamson into right field. Rosemeyer to second base, and he'll stop right there. That ball was playable at first base for Dakota Williamson, hit right at him, but went right by him. We'll see how the scorers rule that one. The ball was hit fairly sharply. It will be an error on Dakota. Ball was hit sharply, but right at Dakota Williamson. He just did not get down the glove. So base runners at first and second with nobody out for pitcher Chris Kamonic. He squares and bunts down the first base side. Picked up by Westfall, and he'll play to first base and throw the ball by Diethelm down the right field line. Rosemeyer will score the tying run. Play at third base is late. And Thorp has tied the ball game at 1. Kamonic gets down the bunt. And then Marcia Westfall throws the ball down the right field line. Rosemeyer scores all the way from second base on the play. And Matt Drost takes third base. 2 errors by the Athens infield here in this second inning, resulting in a Thorp run. And the Cardinals in position they could add more. Base runners at first and third, and still nobody out. And the batter is right fielder Quade Webster, a 182 hitter for the year. Right-handed batter. Westfall working from the stretch. He throws high for ball 1. So our score now is Athens 1, Thorp 1. Thorp batting, bottom half of the second, runners at first and third, and nobody out. 1-0 on Quade Webster. Westfall throws again, low and outside for a ball. 2-0. Well, a single and successive errors by the Athens defense, putting Thorp in position to take the lead. Webster back in the box, and Westfall fakes to third, throws to first in time, and Kamonic is picked off. Now, how many hundreds of times a year do you see that play where the pitcher fakes to third, then turns and throws to first? He threw to first base on that play. Marcia Westfall did, and Williamson put the tag on Kamonic for out number 1. Now the pitch to Webster, over for a called strike, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. So Kamonic picked off, taken off the bases for the first out of the inning. The count on Webster now 2 balls and 1 strike. Westfall throws again, high hopper to third, and past check into left field for a base hit. That scores Drost, and Athens leads 2-1. That ball bounced up on the turf like you'd bounce a ball on concrete. Took a high hop, over checks hit at third base, into left field for a base hit. Drost scores on the play, and Thorp has its first lead of the ball game at 2-1. DH Austin Lagasse now batting. First pitch outside, ball 1. And so our score now, Thorp 2, Athens 1, as Thorp bats bottom half of the second, 1 out, 1 on. Throw to first base, and once again, Webster back. Austin Lagasse batting .091. Westfall throws high for a ball. 2-0. Earlier today, we were comparing this Thorp Ball Club to the Colby team that went to state back in 2005. You recall Jeff Rosemeyer brought a team to the Division II tournament that year, which did not hit the ball very well. Westfall throws again, high for a ball, 3-0. But they won that sectional at Black River Falls that year. We were playing that sectional in thunderstorms that year. Colby came through, won that sectional. Webster at first base, short lead there. Westfall with a long look. Now the pitch to Lagasse on the way, and that's in there for a called strike, 3-1. They came down here and I think got beaten the first round, but that team was a team that also really struggled offensively. And this Thorp Ball Club quite similar. Toss to first base, and Webster dives back in. But somehow they find enough offense and enough big plays to win the ball game, and that's what Thorp is doing. 3-1 on Austin Lagasse. Westfall from the stretch, fires again, over for a called strike, the count full, 3-2. You're listening to WIAA Playoff Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer Marshfield. 3-2 on Austin Lagasse. Westfall fires low and outside for ball 4. First walk issued by Westfall today sends Webster to second base with 1 out. And the center fielder, Carter Caraba, now batting. Carter batting 188 with 5 runs batted in. Right-handed batter. Westfall checks the base runners. And now throws, grounded down the third base side. Tough chance, picked up by Check. He'll turn and throw to first base, and dug out by Williamson in time for the out. A superb play on both ends. Derek Check having to hustle in from third base to barehand that slow roller. Threw off balance, his throw was in the dirt, and Dakota Williamson digs it out to retire Caraba. On the play, the runners advance. Webster takes third base, and Lagasse moves up to second base. With 2 outs, the batter is first baseman Reese Drost, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Here's the pitch by Westfall, and it's over for a called strike 1. Our score is Thorp 2, Athens 1. Thorp batting bottom half of the second. Runners at second and third and 2 out. And Westfall throws again, pop foul to the screen. The count now 0-2. Any run scored by Thorp this inning will be unearned. 0-2 on Drost. Westfall throws again, high hopper towards short. Nice hop for Coker. He'll fire to first base high, but Williamson, being a big guy, pulls it in, stays on the base, and that ends the inning. In the second for Thorp, 2 runs. They are both unearned on 2 hits. 2 errors, a walk, 2 men left on base. After 2 innings in this Division IV state championship game, the line score is Thorp 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Athens 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors. We'll come back with more baseball from Fox City Stadium in Appleton in just a moment.
How did Courtesy Auto and Truck Center become one of the largest dealers in the Chippewa Valley? By offering our exclusive low live market prices on every vehicle we sell. You'll know you're getting the area's absolute lowest prices with live market pricing. We monitor competitive websites to offer you the most aggressive prices. New, pre-owned, certified. You'll save with the area's best prices. Save time and money because the live market price is the low market price. At Courtesy Auto and Truck Center in Thorp, you can count on Courtesy Auto.
Athens Lumber of Athens can general your new home construction, now offering updated blueprint service with 3-dimensional options. Athens Lumber, a complete lumber yard, equipment and dumpster rental, also specializing in post and ladder frame buildings. Call Craig or Terry for free estimates. Athens Lumber, your complete home building center. Check out their website at AthensLumberLLC.com. Go Athens Blue Jays.
Well, Chris Kamonic now working with a lead on the mound for the Thorp Cardinals. Athens Blue Jays come to bat in the top half of the third. Leadoff hitter is center fielder Clay Ellenbecker, who walked his first time up, then was tossed out trying to steal. Kamonic into his motion, and he throws way inside for ball 1. WIAA Division IV state championship game today from Fox City Stadium in Appleton. Athens batting top of the third and now trailing 2-1. Kamonic throws again, a big swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Chris Kamonic has certainly not shown any nerves on the mound in this starting role for the Cardinals today. He fires once again in the dirt for a ball, 2-1. Again, Chris is the third pitcher on this Thorp ball club behind Jacob Rosemeyer and Reese Drost. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Just missed the outside corner, ball 3. But Chris was informed by Coach Brody yesterday that he'll be starting this ball game today. He winds and throws once again in the dirt for ball 4. And so Kamonic had lots of chances to think about that, work out the nerves, and get set for this ball game today. Kamonic now has walked 2 men. That has walked the same man twice, Clay Ellenbecker. Marshall Westfall batting, where the Blue Jays hit a ringing triple against the left field fence his first time up, then scored Athens' first run of the ball game. Kamonic throws, and there's a bunt in the air, foul behind home plate to the screen for strike 1. Matt Drost at third base, playing back, and so Marshall trying to drop that one down the line. Comes back, no balls and 1 strike. Marshall having a nice conversation with our plate umpire, Michael Feil. Now stands back in there. 0-1 on Westfall. Quick toss to first base sends Ellenbecker back, with Reese Strauss taking the throw. Westfall back in there. Kamonic ready. And now delivers a curveball that breaks up and in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellenbecker at first base was caught stealing back in the first inning. His lead at first base right here is quite short. Need to extend that if he's going to go again. We'll see what happens here. Toss to first base again. Clay is back. Sometimes those base runners get a lead of about 4 feet, then wonder why they can't steal. 1-1 on Westfall. Now Clay extending that lead somewhat. The pitch on the way. Here's a big curveball that breaks on the outside corner for a called strike. Nice off-speed pitch by Kamonic. And the count now 1-2. Ellenbecker still holding at first base. Short lead there. Kamonic gets set. He's going. Pitch on the way is hit towards left field and goes through for a base hit. It's a hit and run play, sending Ellenbecker to third base. Well done by Marshall Westfall. Now Marshall to second base. Here's the throw, and he is out at second base. Now the Blue Jays use that hit and run play as the shortstop Rosemeyer covered on Ellenbecker's steal attempt, and Westfall put the ball through that hole between short and third for a solid base hit, sending Ellenbecker to third base. The throw went to third base, and Marshall tried to go to second base on the throw to third and was cut down. Matt Drost to Ryan Stunkel for out number 1. Seth Coker now batting, takes one outside for ball 1. 1-0 on Seth Coker. Ellenbecker at third base with 1 out. Kamonic throws again and missed outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. So a scoring chance for Athens, even though Westfall was tossed out on the bases. They still have Ellenbecker at third with 1 out. Ellenbecker faking a run down the line. Here's a pitch over for a called strike, 2-1. The Blue Jays did execute a suicide squeeze bunt with Connor Westfall yesterday, and Ellenbecker faked a run down the line on that last pitch. Kamonic now throws, swung on and fouled to the first base side. 2-2 on Seth Coker. So Coach Coker likes to use that squeeze bunt when he can, but may not want to do that with Seth at the plate because Seth a very effective hitter, batting .585 for the year. The count on Seth now 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're waiting because that ball came loose on the first base side. And Carter Medaw of Athens jogging down the first base foul line, trying to track down that loose baseball in the bullpen area. Nice job by Carter on that play. As long as that ball is lying there, it's in play, and so the umpires don't want to restart the ball game until somebody grabs that baseball, and Carter took it upon himself to handle that responsibility. Gets a nice hand from the Athens fans. Now back to action, 2-2 on Coker. Next pitch is golf to right field. The runner will tag here. Webster comes in, makes the catch. Here comes Ellenbecker trying to score, and the relay throw is late. Sacrifice fly and a run batted in for Seth Coker. Scores Clay Ellenbecker from third base. And that ties the ball game at 2. Ellenbecker scoring on the sacrifice fly. Now bases empty and 2 out for first baseman Dakota Williamson. Kamonic throws, popped up on the right side, going foul. The catcher Wyatt Denzine near the first base dugout can't handle it. Once again, that foul pop-up behind home plate, the most difficult play for a high school player to make. The high school catcher has an awful time with that because of the backspin on that play. And Wyatt fell down trying to corral that ball. First baseman Reese Drost was in the area but could not get over there to make the play. So the count to Williamson now 0-1 as he stands back in. Chris Kamonic on the mound for Thorp. Winds and delivers. There's a smash to deep left field, and Hauser goes back and reaches up and makes the catch. in left field to end the inning. Well hit by Dakota Williamson, but Charlie Hauser runs it down to retire the side. In the third for Athens, 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, a walk, no one left on base. We've now played 2.5 innings, and our score is Athens 2, Thorp 2. We'll come back to Fox City Stadium and more baseball following these messages.
It's the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side. Up to $5,500 in total rebates on new 2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitudes. The 2018 V6 Altitude package with 4-wheel drive. Lists at $30,880. But during the Jeep Celebration event, it's only $25,272 after $5,500 in total incentives. Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side has limited, hard-to-find Trailhawks and Latitudes ready to go. So hurry in. These prices won't last long. The new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude with 30 highway miles to the gallon and 4-wheel drive usually lists at $35,655, but during the Jeep Celebration event, it's only $24,573 after incentives. Brickner Motors has a great selection on new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokees in stock as well during the month-long Jeep Celebration event. With $5,000 in incentives, you can drive home in a limited for $38,409. The weather is hot, and so are the deals during the Jeep Celebration event at Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side.
Well, we're seeing a great ball game today in this WIAA Division IV state final. Athens and Thorp squaring off, 2 local ball clubs meeting in this Division IV state championship game. And now the Thorp Cardinals batting in the last half of the third. 2, 3, and 4 men coming up against Athens right-hander Marshall Westfall. Here's second baseman Ryan Stunkel digging in, bounced to short his first time up. Westfall throws a curveball. That's a cross for a called strike. Athens and Thorp now tied at 2 as Thorp bats in the bottom half of the third inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike, 0-2. Trying to think how often we've had this situation, 2 local teams playing each other in a state championship game. Not very often. Westfall fires a curveball hit towards shortstop. Coker has to wait back, make a long throw, and just in time. Seth showing off a very strong arm on that play. That was a hopper, not hit very hard. We thought, in fact, Derek Check at third base might cut that one off, but it got by him to Seth at deep short. Seth made the play, then had to really rifle one over to Dakota Williamson to retire Stunkel for out number 1. 1 down, batting next, catcher Wyatt Denzine, a .358 hitter. Westfall throws high for ball 1. Of course, we've had Stratford and Edgar meeting in state championship football games a couple of times. So there are some local teams involved in the state final. Westfall throws again, a fastball in the inner half, and Denzine fouls the ball at the plate, 1-1. We had that year back in the late 80s. I guess it's not all that local, but that one year that Owen Withey played Fall Creek in the state championship game in girls basketball. Next pitch is swung on and missed. 1-2. And there are probably some others I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but they're certainly few and far between. Westfall winds, throws 1-2, punch towards right center field. That is going to drop for a base hit. And Wyatt Denzine singles to right field. The third Thorp hit of the day. 1 out base runner for the Cardinals. Shortstop Jacob Rosemeyer batting. Jacob singled and scored Thorp's first run back in the second inning. Denzine leads at first base. Westfall looks at him. Pitch is hit towards deep short. Coker can't get there. Goes through for a base hit. Denzine to second base. He'll stop right there. A high hopper got just past Seth Coker at shortstop into left field. And so back-to-back hits by Denzine and Rosemeyer. And Thorp has base runners at first and second with only 1 out. Here comes Matt Drost, the Thorp third baseman who reached base on an error and scored his first time up. Marshall Westfall working from the stretch. He now delivers and hits the outside corner for a called strike. Before that pitch, Marshall was not on the rubber and bluffed a throw to first base, and the Thorp fans began to yell balk, which of course is not a balk if you're not on the rubber. 0-1 on Drost. Westfall gets set, throws a big curveball, laced foul on the first base side. Count to 0-2. Of course, unlikely that a guy will be out there and balk and would not be seen by one of 4 umpires who are standing on the field. 0-2 now on Matt Drost. Westfall sets himself once again, checks the base runners, and throws a swing and a miss. No, that was a foul ball. That ball got away from the catcher, Connor Westfall, and lucky that ball was tipped because that ball got to the screen and would have allowed the runners to advance. But instead it's ruled a foul tip, and the count on Matt Drost, no balls and 2 strikes. Infield at double play depth here. Blue Jays looking for 2 if they can get the ball on the ground. Westfall gets set, throws once again, popped up into shallow center field. Clay Ellenbecker in the gap in right center gets there and makes the catch. Denzine will tag, draw a throw, but no advance. Drost flies out to Ellenbecker in center field for out number 2. And the batter now is the pitcher, Chris Kamonic. Reached base on a sacrifice and an error his first time up. Two base hits for Thorp here in the 3rd inning. Westfall trying to pitch out of it. He throws here. Fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. Our score is Athens 2, Thorp 2. As Thorp bats bottom half of the 3rd. Runners at first and second and 2 outs. 0-1 on Chris Kamonic. Westfall gets ready, throws once again, and misses just outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Athens Blue Jays seeking their 2nd consecutive Division IV state championship. They beat Independence Gilmanton in the state final a year ago, 2-0. A great pitching effort that day by Clay Ellenbecker. Westfall fires again, leaves a breaking ball high for a ball, and the count now 2-1. Athens also won a Division III or Class C state championship under coach Dan Bishop back in 1982. Beat Weston 5-3 in that state final that year. 2-1 on Kamonic. The pitch on the way, fastball got the outside corner. Called strike, 2-2. And so the Blue Jays now seeking their 3rd ever state baseball championship and 2nd in a row. 2-2 on Kamonic. Stands back in there. Runners take their leads. And now a quick toss to first base as Williamson snuck in behind the base runner Rosemeyer, took a throw, and Rosemeyer had to dive back in safely. Now Dakota will play on the bag at first base. Kamonic back in there, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Westfall looks around, sets himself, and now delivers high for a ball. And the count full, 3-2. With 2 outs, the base runners will be on the move here. Fans getting excited about the situation. Westfall ready. Full count pitch, popped foul to the screen. And the runners back to their bases. The count stays 3-2. Feel a bit of a breeze picking up now. Cools things off somewhat. And a little bit of a cloud cover out there as well. Time called as Webster steps out. But really a very, very pleasant day here in the Fox Valley. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Chris Kamonic. Stands back in there. Marshall Westfall from the stretch. Throws once again, high and outside for ball 4. And that loads the bases. Denzine to third base. Rosemeyer to second, Kamonic to first. Second walk issued by Marshall Westfall. The base is loaded for right fielder Quade Webster. Now the scoreboard says Quade's only batting 182, but he came through with a big RBI base hit in that 2-run second inning, so Quade is certainly capable. Westfall from the stretch. And he delivers. That pitch is in there for a call, strike 1. Bases loaded and 2 outs. As Thorp bats bottom half of the 3rd in this Division IV state final. We're deadlocked at 2 apiece. Westfall ready. Throws once again. Curveball low and inside. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Westfall throwing a lot of pitches here in the 3rd inning. He has that 100 pitch count, keep in mind, to work with today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Westfall throws once again. Fastball outside for a ball. 2-1. Dakota Williamson was the starter for Athens yesterday. Only threw 24 pitches before Clay Ellenbecker came in. Now Westfall changes and goes from the windup. And throws 2-1, hit in the air to left field. Luther goes way back, reaches up and makes the catch. That ball hit well by Quade Webster, but Guiley Luther gets back there, makes the play in deep left field to retire the side. So the Cardinals threaten, but they do not score here in the 3rd inning. For Thorp, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, a walk, and 3 men left on base. Our line score after 3 innings, Athens 2 runs, 4 hits and 2 errors. Thorp 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. We'll come back with more baseball from Appleton following these messages.
Partners Bank, better together.
100 years ago, many local farmers were still plowing their fields with horses. Today, many of our ag customers are banking online from laptops. Agriculture keeps changing, but one thing that always remains the same is that you can bank on our experience. Partners Bank, member FDIC.
Better together.
Throughout the year, the WIAA and Rural Mutual Insurance seek schools and communities that demonstrate great examples of good sportsmanship. Practicing sportsmanship teaches us to respect everyone, including different generations in our family and our community, our neighbors, and those competing with us in sports. This message from the WIAA and Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Well, couldn't ask for a better ball game than this. Athens and Thorp meeting in this WIAA Division IV state championship game this morning at Fox City Stadium in Appleton. We are deadlocked at 2, heading to the 4th inning. And catcher Connor Westfall will lead off for the Athens Blue Jays. Connor fly to center his first time up. He's 0 for 1, facing Thorp right-hander Chris Kamonic. Kamonic all set. Winds and throws, low and outside, ball 1. Athens 2 and Thorp 2 as Athens bats. Top half of the 4th. Kamonic throws once again, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, I'll tell you one thing about Chris Kamonic. He does not waste any time out there. He gets the ball and fires it right back. Count is 1-1. Kamonic throws again, low and outside for ball 2-1. 5, 6, and 7 men batting for Athens here in the 4th inning. Kamonic winds and throws. Outside ball 3. 3-1. Kamonic, by our count, now is at 51 pitches for the day. And we're in the 4th inning. Kamonic ready and throws once again. Down low for ball 4. Connor Westfall held his ground there momentarily until he got a call from plate umpire Michael Feil. But Westfall aboard on the base on balls. The 3rd issued by Chris Kamonic today. Left fielder Guiley Luther now batting. Toss to first base, Connor back. Guiley is a left-handed batter and hitting .328 for the year. Pitch on the way, outside ball 1. On Guiley Luther. Stands back in there. Westfall leads at first base, held there by Reese Drost. Kamonic fires again, low and inside, bounds away, but blocked by Denzine, and no advance by Westfall. Count now 2-0. Time called now, and Shannon Broda, the Thorpe baseball coach, coming out. And he'll meet with his pitcher, catcher, and infielders. Again, Coach Broda, a bit short-handed when he looks at his pitching staff today, although he does have some options behind Chris Kamonic. Matt Drost and Carter Caraba both effective, but he used both of his number 1 and number 2 guys yesterday, Jacob Rosemeyer and Reese Drost. And so Kamonic, today's starter, is the number 3 man. And he's gotten some good mileage from Chris today. 3+ innings. 2 runs, 4 hits so far today. 2-0 on Guyler Luther as the conference breaks up and Guyler back in the box. Kamonic from the stretch. Guyler shows bunt here, but takes inside for a ball. And the count now 3-0. We have not noticed anybody getting loose in either bullpen. Now we have, actually each team has 2 bullpens, tossed to first base, and Westfall is back. There is a bullpen area generally used by the high school teams way down in each of the foul line corners. Kamonic ready, and he fires. That's in there for a called strike 3-1. There are also the minor league bullpens used by the Timber Rattlers and their opposition. 1 in right center field, 1 in deep left center field. Kamonic ready. His next pitch is inside for ball 4. So Kamonic opens the 4th inning with back-to-back walks. Westfall to second base, Luther to first. Javon Penny now batting, and Javon singled his last time up. He's 1 for 1. Most of the high school teams will use those outfield bullpens to warm up their starting pitchers before the ball game. Infield comes in looking for the bunt. Javon squares and takes the pitch over for a called strike. Throw back to second base. Sends Westfall diving back in. Catcher Wyatt Denzine with a quick toss to shortstop Jacob Rosemeyer. Westfall back in time. The count on Penny now 0-1. Javon back in there. Kamonic from the stretch. He shows bunt here and bunts third base side. It's a good one, picked up by Drost. He'll play quickly to first base and late, and the bases are loaded. That ball dropped on the third base line. Actually went about 2/3 the way down the line. Matt Drost playing back, thinking that somebody else could field the bunt. He could be there for possible force play at third base, but Matt was forced to field it and then throw, and Javon Penny beats it out for a bunt single. So the bases are loaded with nobody out here in the Athens 4th inning. Westfall at third base, Luther at second, Penny at first for Dane Detailm, who singled his first time up, 1 for 1. Infield at double play depth. The pitch by Kamonic, and it's in there for a called strike 1. So before the ball games, most teams usually use those outfield bullpens to warm up their starting pitchers, but they don't use them during the games. Here's the pitch on the way. Curveball missed inside for ball 1-1. If they want to warm up a reliever during the game, they'll use those bullpen areas along each foul line, way down in the outfield corners. 1-1 on Detailm. Here's a pitch, and a squeeze bunt is being attempted here. Connor Westfall between home plate and third base is tagged out. Throw back to second base where Luther's off the bag, and he's going to be tagged out. No, he beat the throw at third base, and that will send Penny to second base. The ball thrown there and goes into right field, and so Luther is up. He'll score. Now Penny rounding third base. No one in right field to pick up the loose baseball, and so Penny scores as well. Boy, you talk about a wild play. May need a half hour to recap that one. The squeeze bunt was on, and Dane Detailm missed the bunt. That got Connor Westfall caught up between home and third base, and he was finally tossed out on a rundown for the first out of the inning. As the catcher Wyatt Denzine throwing to third baseman Matt Drost for the out. Now Guyler Luther coming to third base. He got himself in a rundown, but he beat the throw, took third base. Javon Penny going to second base. He got there, but the throw from the third baseman Drost to second baseman Ryan Stunkel got into right field, and the outfielders playing backup on the infield were not there to pick up the baseball. Dane Detailm now back in, pitches outside for a ball. The count on Dane 2-1. So that errant throw by Drost past Stunkel went out to right center field, and nobody was there to pick it up. Kamonic throws again. High hopper left side. Draws to third base, will charge. Pick it up, drop it. And D-Telm is aboard. So once that ball got by the second baseman, Stunkel, the outfielders had to run all the way down the right field line to pick up the loose baseball, and that allowed both Luther and Penny to score on the play. That play on D-Telm, an error on the third baseman, Drost. Colton Weiler, the batter, tossed to first base, and D-Telm is back. So both Luther and Penny score on the botched rundown play. Tossed to first base again, and D-Telm is back. And errors on that play as well by the third baseman, Drost, on the bad throw. Pitch low for a ball to Colton Weiler. 1-0. Colton now batting for Athens with D-Telm at first base and one out. Next pitch down low for a ball, 2-0. Kind of a wild play. All began because Athens could not get a bunt down. They scored 2 runs on a play where they could not get a bunt down. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch, low and outside, ball 3. 3-0, so they do. Thorp does cut down Westfall, but missed Luther in the rundown. Then threw the ball away, trying to get Penny at second base. Kamonic throws again on the outside corner, called strike. And because of that errant throw, both Luther and Penny get up and score. 3-1 on Colton Weiler. Tossed to first base, and D-Telm just beats it back. He was leaning the wrong way and almost got caught. 3-1 on Colton Weiler. Kamonic working from the stretch. He throws a swing and a miss. High fastball, throw to first base, down the right field line. And D-Telm is up. He'll take second base on the errant throw. Catcher Wyatt Denzine trying to pick off D-Telm at first base, threw the ball over the head of first baseman Reese Drost. So 3 Thorp errors here in the 4th inning. 3-2 on Colton Weiler. Next pitch is high for ball 4. 5 walks issued by Chris Kamonic. And leadoff man Clay Ellenbecker now batting. Clay has walked twice and scored once today. You are listening to WIAA Playoff Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer Marshfield. Ellenbecker stands in. Kamonic throws, fouled back for strike 1. Tom Uthmeyer is our producer this afternoon. I'm Gene DeLisio at Fox City Stadium in Appleton, where Athens and Thorp are meeting in this WIAA Division IV state championship game. 0-1 on Clay Ellenbecker. Kamonic throws once again, and on the inside corner, called strike, 0-2. Runners at first and second. Only 1 out here in the 4th inning. Kamonic ready, and now throws. Ground ball back to Kamonic. He'll turn, and he'll throw the ball wildly to second base. All hands are safe. Kamonic came up the first base line and snared that hopper, turned and tried to get the middleman, Weiler, at second base, and his throw was errant to the second base side of the bag, and Ryan Stunkel at second base made the play, prevented the ball from going into center field, but he was about 10 feet from the bag when he made that play. That'll be a throwing error on the pitcher Kamonic to load the bases. Marshall Westfall now standing in. And the first pitch up and in for ball 1. So D-Telm takes third base on the play. Weiler to second base. Ellenbecker to first. 1-0 to Marshall Westfall. High and tight for ball 2. 2-0. 4 Thorp errors in this 4th inning. Kamonic throws again, high hopper over the mound, into center field for a base hit. D-Telm is in. Weiler rounding third base. He'll try to score. The throw's up the line. Weiler is in. Ellenbecker to third base, and Westfall takes second on the throw. Marshall Westfall with 2 singles, a triple, and 2 RBIs today. And Thorp now trails 6-2. Coach Broda is coming out. Dietelm and Weiler both score the base hit through the drawn-in infield. Ellenbecker goes to third base. Westfall takes second on the throw. A real rough inning for the Thorp Cardinals. They have thrown the ball around with 4 errors in this inning. Coach Broda on the mound. Long conversation out there. 6 hits now for Athens. 3 of those by Marshall Westfall. Conference breaks out. Kamonic stays in the ball game. The batter is Seth Coker, who has struck out and hit a sacrifice fly. Seth digs in. Kamonic throws low and inside. Bounds away from the catcher, and Ellenbecker will score a run. And Westfall takes third base. Wild pitch. Ellenbecker is in. Another run comes home, and Athens now leads 7-2. Westfall takes third base on the play. The count on Coker, 1 ball, no strikes. Kamonic ready. Winds and throws, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Real rough inning here for the Thorp Cardinals. The next delivery, inside. Puck out the inside corner for a called strike, 1-2. Kamonic into his motion. Throws again, line to right field for a base hit. Westfall will score. Seth Coker RBI base hit. And Athens now leads 8-2. Seth Coker with a run-scoring base hit. Westfall is in, and Coach Broda coming back out to the mound. And he may have to pull Chris Kamonic. So a real rough inning for the Thorp Cardinals. Athens Blue Jays putting 6 runs on the scoreboard, thanks in part to 4 Thorp errors in this inning. Chris Kamonic will leave the ball game, and you really can't fault this guy for what he's done as their number 3 pitcher. He came in here and gave Thorp 3 solid innings, but then his defense lets him down here in the 4th. And he'll leave the ball game as the pitcher of record on the losing side. So we'll see what changes are made here by Coach Broda. Looks like a right-hander will now throw for the Thorp Cardinals. They'll bring in Carter Caraba from center field. He is a right-hander. And Jacob Rosemeyer going out to center field. So Chris Kamonic will likely go to shortstop. Real rough 4th inning for Chris Kamonic. He leaves the ball game having thrown 3 1/3 innings. He allows 8 runs, but only 2 earned. Gave up 7 hits, walked 5, struck out 2, and threw 1 wild pitch. Still only one out. Dakota Williamson batting for Athens. Ninth man to bat for the Blue Jays this inning. Dakota has flied to right, flied to left. Seth Coker at first base with one out. Caraba throws, bounces in for ball one. So Athens now taking command of this Division IV state championship game with 6 runs here in the 4th inning, and the Blue Jays lead 8-2. The 1-0 to Williamson, low and inside for a ball, 2-0. Disastrous inning defensively for the Cardinals with 4 errors in this inning. 2-0 on Williamson, and Caraba bluffs Coker back to first base. Williamson digs in once again. Here's the pitch. Bounces in for ball 3. 3-0. Caraba having a tough time getting the ball in there here. Behind 3-0. Carter throws again on the inside corner for a call and strike. 3-1. Dakota Williamson, a .321 hitter. 28 RBIs this year. Big, strong guy. Next pitch is slammed down the left field line. That'll drop for a base hit. And Coker rounding second base. He may run all day. Coker to third base are going to hold him there. And Williamson to second with a double. Dakota Williamson doubles down the left field line. Coker holds at third. And Athens has batted around here in the 4th inning. Connor Westfall batting, began this inning with a base on balls. He has also flied to center field today. And Athens looking to add to their lead. Caraba winds and delivers. And that pitch is a bit low and outside for ball 1. WIAA Division IV state final today between Athens and Thorp. Caraba ready. Fires again, swung on and missed. 1-1 on Connor Westfall. Athens has scored 6 here in the 4th inning, and the Blue Jays now lead 8-2. Carter Caraba winds and delivers. Curveball bounces in, gets away, but Denzine tracks it down, and Coker will not try to advance from third base. The count on Westfall, 2 balls and 1 strike. Caraba into his motion, throws once again, and that's down low for a ball, 3-1. Next pitch on the way. On the inside corner, call and strike, 3-2. Three-two pitch, hit foul on the third base side. Count stays 3-2. Westfall back in there, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Caraba throws a curveball, a swing and a miss. And Westfall out on strikes. First strikeout for Carter Caraba. Out number 2. The throwing error on that wild bunt play back earlier in the inning has been given to Rosemeyer, the shortstop, not Dross, the third baseman. Kyler Luther stands in, takes one low for ball 1. So it was the shortstop, Rosemeyer, who made that throw, resulting in those 2 runs that scored on the botched squeeze play. Here's a ball hit down the left field line by Luther, but going foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was the play in which Athens could not get the bunt down on the squeeze bunt, and Westfall was thrown out. And then both Luther and Penny got into rundowns on the play because they were also on the bases. And a bad throw went into the outfield, allowed both Luther and Penny to score, and it was Rosemeyer, the shortstop, who made that throw, not Dross, the third baseman. The 1-1 pitch to Luther. Missed outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. But nonetheless, still 4 errors by Thorp here in this 4th inning. 2-1 on Guyler Luther. Caraba into his motion. Throws once again. High fly ball to shallow left field. The third baseman, Drost, behind the bag, will make the catch in foul ground to end the inning. But a disastrous fourth inning for the Thorp Cardinals. Big inning for the Athens Blue Jays. Athens scores 6 runs. By our count, all are unearned. There were 5 hits in that inning, but more importantly, 4 Thorp errors. Also 3 walks and 2 men left on base. Our score now after 3.5 innings of play in this Division IV state championship game, Athens 8 and Thorp 2. We'll come back to Appleton and more baseball in.
I like to go bowling with my friend Bert, with my bowling ball and my bowling shirt. Bowling is my kind of game.
And Rose Bowl Lanes has a VIB, very important boulder card, that you get punched every 2 games purchased. With 10 punches, you get 2 free games. Join the email club on their newly revamped website to get free bowling just for signing up. At your birthday party headquarters, Rose Bowl Lanes in Marshfield.
Bowling is my kind of game.
Visit the WIAA website to access all the tournament pairings and scores, as well as association news, resources, and information on health and safety issues, sportsmanship, rules and regulations, and materials that help promote and maintain the proper perspective for interscholastic sports. It's all available at www.wiaawi.org. This message from the WIAA.
Well, we have chat with the WIAA folks, and indeed, all the runs in that inning for Athens are unearned as Chris Kamonic leaves the ball game, allowing 8 runs, but only 2 earned. So those 4 errors by Thorp in the top half of this inning, certainly key factors today. Thorp now batting last half of the 4th, and DH Austin Lagasse stands in, walked his first time up. The pitch by Westfall is fouled at the plate for strike 1. WIAA baseball today. Division IV state championship game from Fox City Stadium in Appleton. Here's the 0-1 pitch, low and outside for ball. 1-1. Lagasse walked his first time up, number 8 man in Coach Broda's batting order today. Westfall ready, winds and throws in the dirt for a ball. 2-1. Marshall now at 57 pitches as we're in the 4th inning. Gets the start for Athens today. Winds and throws outside for ball 3. Certainly a big moment for Marshall Westfall. Key man on the state championship team a year ago. And then, although he has played all year for Athens, has not pitched until the latter stages of the year due to some arm problems. He fires again right down the middle for a call and strike, 3-2. And so I'm sure to get the start in the state championship game is quite meaningful to Marshall Westfall. Count on Lagasse, full 3-2. Marshall winds and throws, a swing and a foul back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Westfall ready, throws 3-2 once again. Missed the low outside corner for ball 4. And Lagasse walks for the 2nd time today. Marshall has now walked 3 this afternoon. Carter Caraba now batting. He is pitching now for Thorp. Bounced out to 3rd his first time up, 0-1. Toss to first base. Lagasse gets back in time. Well, we've talked this week about Thorp and their offensive situation. Not a real strong ball club offensively. They have a team batting average of .251. Westfall throws outside ball 1. And so they've won some big ball games this year by squeezing out some runs, playing some solid defense, playing good fundamental baseball. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. And that's over for a call and strike, 1-1. But overcoming a 6-run deficit against a state championship team like Athens with an offense that is pretty average, that might be tough for Thorp. We'll see how they handle this situation. Westfall throws, high hopper towards short. Coker will drop the ball, and all hands are safe. How about that? I'm sure Seth was thinking 2 on that play, although that ball not hit very hard. And likely his only play was at first base to Caraba. But as he made the transfer, the ball fell away from him and he made no play. Error on Seth Coker is the 3rd Athens error of the day. Lagasse takes second base and Reese Drost is now batting with 2 men on base and nobody out. Reese has struck out and bounced to short. Time is called. And I believe the second base umpire has called a balk on Marshall Westfall. He's looking around with his arms out like, what did I do? And now chasing down the umpire and asking him, do you explain what happened here? Marshall Westfall called for a balk. So Lagasse takes third base. Caraba takes second. Coach Coker now coming out. Boy, this 4th inning has been a real spooky one for both ball clubs, with Thorp committing 4 errors in the top half of this inning in the field, and now here in the bottom half, Athens with 1 error and Marshall Westfall with a balk. Coach Coker comes out with Marshall and his catcher Connor Westfall to calm down his pitcher. Now Marshall's still pitching with a 6-run lead here, so he has some room for error. But we've talked about this Thorp ball club. They find a way to get enough offense to come back and make a ball game of it. And although they do not have many star quality hitters in their lineup, the ones that they do have are coming up. Because Drost, a .329 hitter, the leadoff man, is now batting with 2 men in scoring position. And a base hit here might cut that lead down to 4. Conference breaks up and Reese Drost is in the batter's box. Westfall from the stretch throws a curveball that breaks across for called strike 1. Our score is Athens 8 and Thorp 2 as Thorp bats in the bottom half of the 4th. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Westfall throws a fastball and just off the plate for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Westfall ready once again. Delivers, bounces one in. Blocked by Connor Westfall. It's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Infield is back. They'll trade a run for an out here. 2-1 on Reese Drost. Westfall ready. Throws once again a swing and a miss. Good high heat by Marshall. And the count on Drost now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Westfall is in the stretch position here. Runners at second and third. Ready, he throws a curveball, hit slowly down the third base side, picked up by Chick. He'll play to first base in time, and the runners hold their ground. Another nice play by third baseman Derek Chick. Had to charge, make that play, make an off-balance throw, but on target to Dakota Williamson for out number 1. And the runners hold their ground, Lagasse at third base, and Caraba at second. Batting next is the second baseman Ryan Stunkel, who twice today has bounced out to Coker at shortstop. Westfall on the stretch here. Taking a long look at Connor Westfall, gets that sign, and now delivers a curveball way inside for ball 1. Our coverage of WIAA playoff baseball today here on WOSQ, a service of Athens Dental Clinic in Athens. 1-0 on Ryan Stunkel. Westfall fires a curveball, racked on the third baseline, inside the foul line for a fair ball. Maybe extra bases. Lagasse is in. Caraba is in as well. A long single for Ryan Stunkel. He holds at first base, but 2 runs are in, and Thorp now trails 8-4. Ryan Stunkel grounds one just inside the foul line at third. Lagasse and Caraba both score on the play. 2 runs are in, and the Athens lead is now at 8-4. The shortstop Wyatt Denzine now batting. Wyatt has singled and bounced to short today. Westfall working from the stretch. He'll step off. Those, by the way, are the first earned runs scored by Thorp today. Their 2 runs in the second were both unearned. Throw to first base. Stunkel dives back in. WIAA playoff baseball today also sponsored by Rice's Capital Carpets of Marshfield and V&H Heavy Trucks in Marshfield and Prentice. Runner is going, pitches up and in for a ball. Throw to second base is late. Stolen base for Ryan Stunkel. Connor Westfall made it a tough time getting that ball out of his mitt. He double pumped that throw. And Denzine steals it easily. Or rather, Stunkel steals it easily. The count on Denzine is 1-0. Westfall working from the stretch. Now delivers low and outside, gets away from Westfall, and Stunkel takes third base. Looked like Connor had the ball blocked, but squirmed away about 15 feet. And so Stunkel takes third base. And the count on Denzine, 2 balls and no strikes. Why this Thorp Ball Club not going away quietly today. Westfall back in the wind-up position. Delivers, ground ball towards short. The run will score. Coker throws to first base in time for the out. But Stunkel comes home on the play. Picks up an RBI. And Thorp now trails 8-5. 3 runs in here in the 4th inning. Jacob Rosemeyer batting. Now playing center field for Thorp. Westfall winds and throws a curveball. That breaks across for a called strike 1. Westfall ready, throws once again. On the outside corner, called strike, 0-2. To take that back, it looks like only 1 run this inning will be earned for Thorp. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Westfall. Bounces in for a ball, 1-2. There was that error on Coker, allowing Caraba to reach base. So 1 earned run for Thorp this inning, 2 are unearned. Westfall now throws 1-2. Curveball popped foul behind home plate, out of play. Still 1-2. So each team has compiled a number of unearned runs in this ball game today. Ball and 2 strikes on Jacob Rosemeyer. And Westfall throws a fastball, half swing, and a miss for strike 3. Rosemeyer out on strikes. And now 2 strikeouts for Marshall Westfall today. In the 4th for Thorp, 3 runs, 1 earned on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 walk, and no one left on base. Our line score after 4 innings, Athens, 8 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. Thorp, 5 runs, 5 hits, and 4 errors. We'll come back to Appleton and more WIAA playoff baseball following these messages.
It's the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side. Up to $5,500 in total rebates on new 2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitudes. The 2018 V6 Altitude package with 4-wheel drive. Lists at $30,880. But during the Jeep Celebration event, it's only $25,272 after $5,500 in total incentives. Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side has limited, hard-to-find Trailhawks and Latitudes ready to go. So hurry in. These prices won't last long. The new 2018 Jeep Compass Latitude with 30 highway miles to the gallon and 4-wheel drive usually lists at $35,665, but during the Jeep Celebration event, it's only $24,573 after incentives. Brickner Motors has a great selection on new 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokees in stock as well. During the month-long Jeep Celebration event, with $5,000 in incentives, you can drive home in a limited for $38,409. The weather is hot, and so are the deals during the Jeep Celebration event at Brickner Motors on Little Chicago's northeast side.
Athens batting top of the 5th. Leadoff batter is the right fielder Javon Penny. First pitch from Carter Caraba is down low for ball 1. Caraba ready. Winds and throws once again. Grounded foul third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. WIAA Division IV state championship game this morning at Fox City Stadium in Appleton. And Athens batting top half of the fifth, leading Thorp 8-5. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Belted to left center field. That drops for a base hit. Javon Penny continuing his hot hitting. Javon has 3 hits for Athens in this ball game. You are listening to WIAA Playoff Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer Marshfield, and WDLB, WOSQ.com. Tom Uthmeyer is our producer this morning. I'm Gene DeLisio at Fox City Stadium in Appleton, where Thorp and Athens are facing each other in this Division IV state championship game. The batter is second baseman Dane Dietelm. He pops one foul behind home plate, and that will reach the seats for strike one. Thorp and Athens battling in this Division IV state championship game today. Athens on top 8-5 as the Blue Jays bat in the top half of the fifth inning. Dane Dietelm has singled and reached base on an error. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored today. Toss to first base sends Penny diving back into the bag. Carter Caraba in relief of Chris Kamonic. From the stretch, time now called as there is a loose ball in the right field corner. One of the workers running out to grab that from the right field corner. We mentioned earlier, didn't go into detail on this, but mentioned earlier that a sign on the outfield fence fell down yesterday. 0-1 on Dietelm. Caraba throws again, popped foul behind home plate, again out of play. In center field, just to the left field side of the batter's eye, there is a big sign for Shields, the sporting goods company. And that sign fell over during one of the Division III games yesterday and was laying on the warning track. There's a big curveball hit back up the middle, and it will get through for a base hit. Penny stops at second base, and Dane Dietelm has his second hit of this ball game. So the 7 and 8 men, Penny and Dietelm, have combined today to go 5 for 6. And that's been a big help to the Athens cause today. Here's the DH, Colton Weiler, who has walked and bounced into a fielder's choice. Caraba from the stretch. Colton bunts in front of home plate. Picked up by Caraba. He'll fall down and throw to first base late. Caraba grabbed the baseball, had time, but just fell backwards onto his back. And then from a sitting position made a good throw from that position, but it was too late. And Weiler beats it out for a bunt single. All hands are safe, and the bases are loaded with nobody out and some big hitters coming up for Athens. Penny to third base, Dietelm to second, Weiler to first for Clay Ellenbecker. Clay is 1 for 1 today. A couple of walks and an infield hit. Takes one down low, a couple of walks, and he's also reached base on an error. So he's 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1. So a scoring chance for Athens once again. Bases loaded, nobody out. Caraba winds and throws in the dirt for a ball. 2-0. Understand that Arnie Peck, our good friend, is listening down in Madison today. If you're really, really old, like Arnie is, then Carter Caraba would give you a lot of fine memories. Here's a ball in the dirt, blocked by Denzine, ball 3, because Caraba, one of the few guys you see today who, in the wind-up position, brings his arms all the way over his head and then comes and throws the baseball. That was pretty much standard back before, say, the 1980s. Here's a breaking ball in there for a call strike, 3-1. Most guys now go with the no wind-up delivery where they keep those arms tucked close to the chest. But Caraba is a guy who brings those arms all the way up and throws. He fires again here, dribbled down the first baseline going foul. And the count on Clay Ellenbecker now full, 3-2. Arnie taking some time to listen to our broadcast today, taking time away from his charity work in the Madison area to listen to some baseball today, so we appreciate that and appreciate other people listening in on WDLB, WOSQ.com. Don't forget you can grab that Tune-In app on your smartphone, listen to WDLB and WOSQ worldwide. Now the full count pitch on the way. Hit to right center field. That's in the gap and will drop for a base hit. Penny is in. Detailed to third base. He's being waved around as well. Weiler will stop at second base. A 2-run single for Clay Ellenbecker gives Athens a 10-5 lead. Ellenbecker singles to right center field. Penny and Detail both score on the play. So 2 runs are in. Weiler stops at second base. Batting next is Marshall Westfall. Big day for Marshall today. 2 singles, a triple, and 2 runs batted in. He has scored 2 times. Caraba working from the stretch. He now throws a curveball that's whacked to center field. Rosemeyer comes on, plays the ball on the hop for a base hit. And the runners only move up 90 feet. Marshall Westfall with his 4th hit of the day. The base runners thought that ball might be caught by Rosemeyer, so they held their ground. Weiler stops at third base. Ellenbecker goes to second. Westfall to first. Still nobody out here in the Athens 5th. And shortstop Seth Coker is the batter. Seth has a single, sacrifice fly, 2 RBIs today. First pitch down low for ball 1. Athens leads it 10-5 as the Blue Jays bat top of the 5th. Bases loaded, still nobody out. Infield is in. Caraba from the windup. Throws line to left field for a base hit. Weiler is in. Ellenbecker to third base. He'll be held right there. Run scoring single for Seth Coker. Colton Weiler scores on the play. Seth's just reaching out. You remember he's a left-handed batter. Just reached out and punched that ball between short and third base through that drawn-in infield. Got the base hit. Weiler scores. Ellenbecker takes third base. Westfall to second. Coker to first. Coach Broda coming back out now as Carter Caraba has not retired a man here in this 5th inning. The first 6 men have reached base in this inning for Athens rather. And we'll see what the plan is for the Thorp Cardinals. Looks like Coach Broda is calling somebody in from the outfield. Caraba heading back out to the outfield. So that means Jacob Rosemeyer likely goes back to shortstop as Caraba goes back to center field. And Matt Drost will take over on the mound. So Carter Caraba relieved. Caraba goes 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 3 runs, all earned on 6 hits. Walked none, struck out 1. And Matt Drost takes over on the mound. He is a right-hander. Chris Kamonic will go back to center field. Now we'll see about that. We'll see how they line up here. Because Coach Broda has to change a third baseman also. So we'll see how they line up. Boy, last couple of innings have been tough on Thorp. This ball game was tied at 2 going to the 4th inning. And then Thorp had a disastrous inning defensively in the top of the 4th with 4 errors, resulting in 6 unearned runs for Athens. And now here in the 5th, the first 6 Athens batters have reached base. Kamonic will go to third base. So that means Rosemeyer likely at shortstop. And Caraba back at center field. The batter is Dakota Williamson. Infield is in. The first pitch hit high in the air to deep left center field. Ellenbecker will tag. Caraba in center field makes the catch. Ellenbecker will score. Play at third base on Westfall, and he is out. Westfall trying to advance from second to third on that fly ball. And second baseman Ryan Stunkel took the relay through and tossed to Chris Kamanik. And Westfall retired. Williamson with a sacrifice fly and a run batted in for the first out. Ellenbecker then scores on the play to make it 12-5. But Westfall thrown out 8-4-5 for the second out. Connor Westfall now batting. Takes a pitch inside for ball one. And Seth Coker still at first base now with 2 outs. So 4 more runs in for Athens here in the 5th inning. 1-0 on Connor Westfall. Drost ready. Runner is going. Pitches it in the air to right field. Quade Webster with a long run. Won't get there. It's a base hit. Coker to third base, and he'll hold right there. Connor Westfall singles to right field. Coker takes third base on the play. That last run, by the way, charged to Caraba. He is also responsible for Coker at third base. Skylar Luther, the 9th man to bat for Athens here in the 5th inning. Skylar has walked, fouled out, and struck out. 0 for 2 with a run scored. Drost gets set, and he throws. Line back through the box, but grabbed at second base by Stunkel. He'll step on the bag for the force play on Westfall to end the inning. That was a nasty line drive right through the box. Almost got Matt Drost pretty hard, but got by the pitcher out to second base. Ryan Stunkel makes the play, steps on the bag for the force play on Westfall to end the inning. But Thorp expands its lead here in the 5th. As Athens expands its lead in the 5th. The Blue Jays get 4 runs on 7 hits. There were no Thorp errors in that inning. And 2 men left on base. Our score now after 4.5 innings of play, Athens 12, Thorp 5. And more baseball from Appleton in just a moment.
Hey, radio listeners, have you heard the exciting news? Benjamin Moore products are now available at Rice's Capital Carpet. Wow! Yes, you heard that right. Benjamin Moore products are now available at Rice's Capital Carpet. So now when you are looking to freshen up a room with new floor covering and window treatments, Rice's Capital Carpet can help you choose from more than 3,200 colors from Benjamin Moore. Stop in today and pick up Benjamin Moore paint, a paint like no other, now in stock at Rice's Capital Carpet.
High school sports coverage is brought to you by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, along with its many affiliated providers, wants to help people live longer, healthier lives. Security Health Plan offers high-quality coverage options for large and small businesses and for individuals and families. Go to securityhealth.org to learn more. Security Health Plan. Promises kept, plain and simple. Security Health Plan is proud to support area high school athletes.
We have a change in the scoring in that 5th inning. That bunt that Weiler dropped down, that was fielded by the pitcher Caraba, where he fell down and threw late. We gave Colton a bunt single on that play. That's been changed to an error. Marshall Westfall now relieved, and Dakota Williamson comes in to pitch. Dakota Williamson now pitching for Athens. Keep in mind that Dakota went 24 pitches yesterday. Marshall has thrown 79 pitches. So Williamson now pitching. And Westfall at first base. Thorp batting, last half of the 5th. Matt Drost the batter. First pitch is high and tight, ball 1. Athens now on top, 12-5. Williamson throws again, ground ball towards short. Coker grabs a nice hop, fires to first base in time for the out. One up and one down in the Thorp fifth inning. Chris Kamonic now batting. Chris now playing third base. He was the starting pitcher for Thorp today. Has reached base on a sacrifice and error play and also walked. Williamson throws up and in for ball one. By the way, do want to congratulate once again that Mosinee softball team and Coach Todd Felch on their great season. Williamson into his motion. Throws once again, a swing and a miss. 1-1. Indians finishing second at the WIAA Division II state tournament in Madison last weekend. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Kamonic. Just missed the outside corner for ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Congratulations to Coach Felch and the Mosinee softball team from Mosinee Family Chiropractic, Sport and Spine Physical Therapy, and Lamers Tour and Travel, all of Mosinee. Next pitch in there for a called strike, and the count on Kamonic, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Williamson into his motion. Throws once again. Curveball is hit in the air to shallow right center field. Dietelm is backpedaling, reaches up and makes the play for the out. Well done by Dane Dietelm at second base, going out there and making that play for out number 2. Here comes the right fielder Quade Webster, who has singled homer run and flied to left for Thorp today. He's 1 for 2. Williamson ready. Throws a breaking ball. That breaks in for a called strike 1. Boy, Webster was backing away on that pitch. And it dropped into the strike zone. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch by Williamson. Curveball swung on and missed. 0-2. Dakota Williamson, yesterday's starter, pitching in relief today. No balls, 2 strikes. Dakota ready, fires once again. A swing and a miss to end the inning. Williamson with his first strikeout of the day. In the 5th for Thorp, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. Our line score now after 5 innings. Athens, 12 runs, 14 hits, and 3 errors. And Thorp, 5 runs, 5 hits, and 5 errors. We'll come back to Appleton and more of this WIAA Division IV state final in just a moment.
Athens Dental Clinic has a welcoming staff and offers professional dental care for your entire family. Dr. Thomas Trawick and the staff at Athens Dental Clinic would like to congratulate the Athens Blue Jays baseball team at state and wish them all the best in today's game. They're pulling for you. Athens Dental Clinic is your hometown dental care clinic. Call 715-257-9278 to set up your appointment and begin to experience better dental health today.
Are you overwhelmed trying to determine your home mortgage options or how to refinance an existing property? Experience the Community Advantage and choose the proven, reliable leadership of Advantage Community Bank. They don't have to impress traditional Wall Street types because their stockholders are already living on your street. They want you to be their neighbors and keep Central Wisconsin's future strong. To learn more about your benefits at Advantage Community Bank, visit AdvantageCommunityBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Athens Blue Jays just a couple of innings away from their 2nd consecutive state championship. Here's a guy that has done well for Athens today. Right fielder Javon Penny, the number 7 batter, has 3 singles. He scored twice today. 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Matt Drost working from the stretch, delivers, and that pitch is over for a called strike 1. Our score is Athens 12, Thorp 5 as Athens bats top half of the 6th inning in this Division IV state final. Drost ready. Throws once again. A curveball breaks high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Game moving along pretty quickly. 2-2 after 3. Then things really fell apart, especially for the Thorp Cardinals today. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's high and away for a ball. 2-1. Athens scored 6 runs in the 5th thanks to 4 Thorp errors in that inning. And Thorp came back and scored 3 in the bottom of half. Drost ready. He fires again. Hit in the air, foul on the first base side of the play. And Athens came back with 4 in the top half of the 5th inning. And the Blue Jays now on top 12-5 as they now bat in the 6th. 2-2 on Javon Penny. Matt Drost in relief for Thorp. He's their third pitcher today. He fires once again, grounded foul on the first base side. Still 2-2 on Penny. The wind, by the way, is picking up. It was a pretty limp, those flags in right field at game time, but now they're blowing a little bit more briskly. Wind blowing out from the south, so that's blowing out towards left field today. Drost ready. He fires once again. High drive to left center field. Charlie Hauser in left field comes on, makes the catch for the first out. First time Javon Penny has been retired today. Dane Detelm now batting. Dane also on base 3 times today with 2 singles, an error, and 2 runs scored. Right-handed batter. Drost stays in the stretch. And he throws a breaking ball that's up and in for ball 1. We have Major League Baseball action this weekend for you. On 92.3 FM, WOSQ, the Cubs and the Cardinals renew their rivalry. 1-0 on Detelm. Drost throws high and away for a ball, 2-0. We'll have those broadcasts Saturday evening at 6:30, Sunday 6 p.m. Cubs and Cardinals right here on 92.3 FM, WOSQ, and on WDLB, WOSQ.com. 2-0 pitches away, a swing and a miss. 2-1 on Dane Detelm. Only a freshman, but Dane's played very well in several spots for this Athens ball club this year. 2 balls, 1 strike. Drost from the stretch. Now throws again, just missed the outside corner, ball 3. 3-1. WIAA state championships this weekend. You can bet the players on the field certainly feeling some nerves over these big games today. Drost ready. Fires again, ground ball towards second base. Stunkel will scoop it up, toss to first base, and a wild throw. And Detelm trying for second base. The play backed up by Denzine, and Detelm is tossed down at second base by Denzine. A shortstop, Jacob Rosemeyer, takes the throw. So technically, Detelm reaches on a poor throw by Ryan Stunkel, the 5th error of the day for the Thorp Cardinals. But then Wyatt Denzine backing up the play, throws to Rosemeyer at shortstop, and Detelm is retired for out number 2. Colton Weiler now batting. Bases empty and 2 out. And the pitch to Colton in there for a call and strike. By mistake, that's actually the 6th error charged against the Thorp Cardinals today. Next pitch by Drost bounces in for ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Drost pitching from the stretch. Fires again in the dirt for a ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Drost fires again, low and outside for ball, 3-1. Why 6 errors for Thorp today. Hard to overcome that against a strong ball club like the Athens Blue Jays. 3-1 on Colton Weiler. And Drost throws again, punch towards center field, and grabbed behind the bag by shortstop Jacob Rosemeyer, who makes the play to end the inning. Soft pop-up behind second base. Rosemeyer out there to make the play to retire the side. Athens in the 6th. No runs, no hits, 1 error, no one left on base. We played 5.5 innings, and our score is Athens 12, Thorp 5. We'll return to Appleton and more baseball in just a moment. The signs of sportsmanship are showing up everywhere in helping hands and hard work, whether you're the star or on the sidelines. Live in the north or south, city or country crossroad. Sportsmanship is always in season in Wisconsin. Let's see if these two schools can become the next winners of the WIAA and Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award. This announcement from the WIAA.
Athens Lumber of Athens can general your new home construction, now offering updated blueprint service with three-dimensional options. Athens Lumber, a complete lumber yard, equipment and dumpster rental, also specializing in post and ladder frame buildings. Call Craig or Terry for free estimates. Athens Lumber, your complete home building center. Check out their website at AthensLumberLLC.com. Go Athens Blue Jays.
Time running out on this Thorp baseball team. They trail by 7 going to the last half of the 6th inning. DH Austin Lagasse batting. Austin has walked twice today, scored once. The pitch by Dakota Williamson is in there for called strike 1. This is the WIAA Division IV state final between Athens and Thorp. 0-1 pitch on the way. Missed outside for ball 1-1. Thorp is batting in the last half of the 6th, trailing 12-5. 1-1 from Williamson, a swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes. Dakota pitching in relief of Marshall Westfall, who is the pitcher of record on the winning side for Athens today. The count is 1-2. Williamson throws, high hopper left side. Williamson off the mound will grab it, turn, fire to first base, and by Westfall down the right field line. Lagasse heading to second base. He'll get there safely. And now the Athens Blue Jays have 4 errors in this ball game. So these two teams have combined now for 10 errors in a state championship game. And so certainly the nerves in effect in this one today. Carter Caraba now batting for Thorp, back in center field. Carver has bounced to short and reached base on an error. 0 for 2 with a run scored. 10 errors between these two ball clubs today. Caraba, the number 9 man in Coach Broda's batting order today. Dakota Williamson working from the stretch. Lagasse a short lead at second base. The pitch to Caraba, popped up behind home plate, and Westfall can't get there. The ball not hit very high, did land on the warning track behind the plate, but not hit very high. No chance Connor could get that back there and make that play, so falls foul. No balls and 1 strike. Mentioned yesterday that Shields sign in center field fell down during a Division III contest and laid there on the warning track for a few minutes. 0-1 on Caraba. Williamson checks the base runners, fires, and misses high for ball 1-1. So a couple of guys from the grounds crew had to run out there and hold the sign up for a few minutes while they found a way to secure it back in place. That delayed one of the Division III games yesterday afternoon. Ball and a strike on Carter Caraba. Williamson throws again. And just missed the outside corner, ball 2. 2-1. You're listening to WIAA Playoff Baseball on Sports Radio 92.3 FM, WOSQ, Spencer, Marshfield. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. Line to right field, cut off by Westfall, and they'll run over to first base, make the play there for out number 1. Marshall took a look. He grabbed that ground ball at first base and took a look at third base and thought, gee, do I have a chance at Lagasse over there at third base? Then thought better of that idea, and instead took the sure out at first base, stepping on the bag for the out on Caraba. That's out number 1. And Reese Dross now batting, the Thorp first baseman, 0 for 3 today. Williamson in the stretch, throws a breaking ball high and away for ball 1. Our score is Athens 12 and Thorp 5 as Thorp bats last half of the 6th. Williamson throws in the dirt, bounds away from Westfall, and Lagasse will take the plate and score a run for Thorp. Lagasse scores on the wild pitch. And Thorp now trails 12-6. Count on Reese Drost. 2 balls, no strikes. Williamson back in the wind-up position now. Readies himself and delivers. Popped foul on the first base side of the play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tom Uthmeyer is our producer today. I'm Gene DeLisio at Fox City Stadium in Appleton, watching the WIAA Division IV state championship game between Thorp and Athens this morning. Williamson ready, winds and delivers, ground ball back up the middle, and Coker dives behind the bag but can't make the play. Rolled right under his arm as he made that dive at second base. It's a base hit for Reese Drost. And a base runner for Thorp. The Cardinals have 6 hits today, all singles in this game. Ryan Stunkel now batting. The Thorp second baseman has bounced to short twice, and a big 2-run single back in the 4th inning. He had later scored himself that inning. So 1 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBIs today. Williamson from the stretch delivers and missed the outside corner for ball 1. Well, fans enjoying themselves today at this WIAA Division IV state final. Certainly entertaining game today. Lots of action, lots of excitement. Williamson throws again, ground ball to third, and by check into left field for a base hit. And Ryan Stunkel has 2 hits for the Thorp Cardinals this afternoon. Drost stops at second base.
And the catcher, number 6, WIAA Division.
That ball went right below Check's glove. So the scorer might be looking at that to see if that should be a hit or an error. And nothing on the board as it. They're going to give Check an error on that play. Here comes the catcher, Wyatt Denzine. Runners are going, pitches inside for ball, throw to third base, is late. Double steal as Drost takes third base, Stunkel takes second. Again, that ball hit by Stunkel ruled an error on Derek Check at third base, and so that's now 5 Thorp errors today to go with the 5 Athens errors, 6 by Thorp. Here's a ball hit fouled on the right field line of the play. 0-2 now on Wyatt Denzine. 2 errors by Athens in this inning. We've had 11 errors between these 2 teams in this state championship game. 0-2 on Wyatt Denzine. He steps out for a moment. 2 Thorp runners in scoring position. Base hit here could still make this game rather interesting. Denzine back in there. Williamson throws a curveball hit towards third base, picked up by Check. He'll let the run score, throw to first base, low throw. Westfall can't handle it. All men are safe. A run comes in, and Thorp now trails 12-7. Check thought about the play at the plate, instead took the out at first base, but his throw was low, and Westfall couldn't handle that throw. And so Drost scores on the play. There is an RBI for Denzine since that run would have scored anyway. Stunkel goes to third base. Denzine at first on the 3rd Thorp error of this 6th inning. So now each team in this championship game has committed 6 errors. Thorp has base runners at first and third with 1 out for Jacob Rosemeyer. No runs scored by Thorp this inning will be earned. Rosemeyer today has singled twice and struck out. 2 for 3 with a run scored. 2 runs are in. Thorp is back to within 5. Williamson working from the stretch. He now throws low and outside into the screen, and here comes Stunkel with a run. It's a wild pitch, and Thorp scores again, and the Cardinals now trail 12-8. Stunkel comes home. Denzine moves up to second base. The count on Rosemeyer, 1-0. 3 runs are in For Thorp here in the 6th inning, they will all be unearned, as will anything else. 1-0 on Rosemeyer with Denzine at second base. Williamson throws again, grounded foul up along third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, the fans getting their money's worth today. Lots of activity, lots of excitement, lots of mistakes on the playing field, but some big plays as well. 1-1 on Rosemeyer. Now Williamson throws again, laced foul on the first base side. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Thorp fans getting enthused once again. Their ball club back to within 4, looking for more. Still only 1 out here in the 6th inning. And Denzine at second base to count 1-2. Williamson fires a curveball, popped foul on the first base side of the play. Stays 1-2. Marshall Westfall, by the way, threw 79 pitches in 4 innings. Now, technically, Marshall could come back and throw 21 more, but you don't know what his arm situation is because he's been bothered by arm problems much of the year. 1-2 on Rosemeyer. Williamson throws a curveball. That's whacked foul on the third base side. Still 1-2. Williamson threw 24 yesterday, so he's got 76 left today. Athens' next option likely would be Seth Coker. Ball and 2 strikes on Rosemeyer. Williamson fires. Ground ball third. By check into left field for a base hit. Denzine held up. He'll stop at third base. Rosemeyer has his 3rd single of the ball game. And Thorp not done yet. Runners at the corners, only 1 out for Matt Drost, now serving as the Thorp pitcher. Matt has reached base on an error and scored, fly to center and bounced to short. Infield here looking for 2. Drost, a right-handed batter. Williamson steps off the mound and bluffs Rosemeyer back to first base. This Thorp Ball Club not going away today. Back to within 4. Williamson ready. He throws inside ball 1, and Rosemeyer takes off and steals second base. 1-0 on Matt Drost, with 2 Thorp teammates in scoring position. 1 ball, no strikes. Williamson from the stretch. Delivers once again. Ground ball towards short. Coker backhands. He'll let the run score. Play to first base in time. Throw back to third base, and Rosemeyer jumps back in there safely. So Drost on the ground out to Coker is the 2nd out of the inning. But he gets the run home as Denzine scores to make it 12-9 in Athens' favor. And Rosemeyer takes third base on the play. Chris Kamonic now batting for the Thorp Cardinals. He hits one foul on the first base side, out of play for strike 1. 4 unearned runs for Thorp here in the 6th inning. They now trail Athens 12-9 in this Division IV state championship game. 0-1 on Chris Kamonic. Williamson throws up and in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Certainly a very wild, entertaining state championship game today. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside for a ball, 2-1. 3 costly errors committed by the Athens defense here in the 6th inning. And Thorp back in the ball game. Williamson fires once again. And that pitch just missed inside for a ball. Count now 3-1. Kamonic, the starting pitcher for Thorp today. Williamson winds and delivers. That pitch is a bit high for ball 4. Didn't miss by much. But Kamonic draws a base on balls. So Quade Webster now batting for Thorp, and Quade is the tying run at the plate. Quade had a run-scoring base hit back in the 2nd. He's also flied to left and struck out, 1 for 3. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Williamson bluffs to third, goes to first base, and Kamonic back in time. Marshall Westfall picked off a man with that move earlier in this ball game. Took the throw on that play. Webster back in there. Williamson from the stretch. And he delivers a drive to deep left field. Luther going way back in left field. This ball's over his head to the warning track. Rosemeyer will score. Kamonic to third base on a double by Quade Webster. And suddenly Thorp trails 12-10. Quade Webster with a long double to deep left field. Rosemeyer scores easily on that play. And Kamonic goes to third base. And suddenly Thorp has the tying runs in scoring position. Austin Lagasse now batting. The pitch by Williamson. Rides high for ball 1. Thorp has batted around here in the 6th. They've scored 5 runs and now trail 12-10. 1-0 on Lagasse. Next pitch chopped foul, third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. All of these runs are unearned because of 3 costly Athens errors in this inning. But Quade Webster with a big, booming double to left field. 1-1 on Lagasse. Here's the pitch. Misses inside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lagasse has walked twice and reached base on an error today. 0 for 1, he scored twice. Now Williamson from the windup. The count is 2-1. Dakota ready. He throws a curveball, hit foul on the third base side. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lagasse is the 10th man to bat for Thorp here in the 6th inning. We should have a wild finish in this state final today. 2-2. Here's the pitch on the way. Curveball breaks across for a called strike 3. Beautiful pitch by Dakota Williamson to finally end the Thorp 6th inning. Dakota's 2nd strikeout of his relief stint. In the 6th for Thorp. 5 runs. They are all unearned. On 3 hits. 3 errors. A walk. And 2 men left on base. Our line score now, after 6 innings, Athens, 12 runs, 14 hits, and 6 errors. Thorp, 10 runs, 8 hits, and 6 errors. We'll come back with the 7th inning of this state championship contest following these messages.
It's the return of IndyCars at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the Verizon IndyCar Series Kohler Grand Prix. June 21st to the 24th. This weekend features an international lineup of drivers in an all-out wheel-to-wheel battle. They'll be joined by the Pirelli World Challenge. It's 4 huge days and 12 big races. Camp on site and catch every lap. Get your tickets now. Call 1-800-365-RACE or online at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience. Stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed.
Sure Make Sausage and the Wisconsin Badgers present Authentic Wisconsin Defined.
It's a fast break.
You're at the Badger game and the opponent calls an unexpected timeout. Time for a fast break to the concession stand to pick up a Sure Make all-beef Big W dog. It's well known that a fast break can lead to an easy score. Sure Make defines Authentic Wisconsin. Naturally smoked, no fillers. Pick up Sure Make Big W dogs with Bucky's picture on the label and look for our summer sausage display featuring the Wisconsin Badgers. Sure Make.
We have a ball game here. This Division IV state championship game heading to the 7th inning. Clay Ellenbecker leads off the Athens 7th. Takes a breaking ball from Matt Drost. Bit low for ball 1. Athens and Thorp squaring off today in this WIAA Division IV state final. Drost throws once again, ground ball left side, picked up by Kamonic at third base, fires high to first base, and Ellenbecker crosses the bag as Drost goes up to receive the throw. So Ellenbecker is aboard on a throwing error by Kamonic at third base. And for Thorp, that's error number 7. So these 2 teams have combined for 13 errors today. The batter is Marshall Westfall, and Marshall with a big bat today. 3 singles, a triple, and 2 runs batted in. Drost from the stretch. delivers outside for ball one. WIAA Division IV state championship game today between Athens and Thorp, and a wild one here in Appleton this morning. The count is 1-0. The pitch on the way, bounces in, but blocked nicely by Denzine. 2 balls and no strikes. At one point, Athens led 8-2, then led 12-5. Drost throws once again, high for a ball. 3-0. Now that lead down to 12-10 as the Blue Jays bat here in the 7th inning. 3 balls, no strikes on Marshall Westfall. Ellenbecker off first base. Drost from the stretch. The pitch on the way. And it's over for a called strike, 3-1. Several Athens fans standing. Thorp fans up as well. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. Westfall digs in once again. Drost from the stretch. Throws up and in for ball 4. Westfall on base 5 times today. First walk issued by Drost sends Ellenbecker to second base. Runners at first and second, and Seth Coker now batting. Seth is 2 for 3. Struck out, sacrifice fly, and 2 singles. Has 3 RBIs today. Drost at first base playing in front of Westfall. The pitch by Matt Drost hit high in the air on the third base side and foul ground. Denzine near the third base dugout falls into the dugout and can't make the play. A great effort there by Wyatt Denzine, who ran right down the dugout steps trying to chase down that foul ball. And he's still down and now slowly getting back up. A great effort by Wyatt, went headlong into that third base dugout trying to corral that pop-up. Now he comes out, says he's okay. And you can see what's at stake today when you see young men making plays like that. Wyatt Denzine running full bore into that third base dugout, stumbling down the steps but could not make the play. Now the Thorp infield gets together to give Wyatt a chance to catch his breath here. Count on Seth Coker, 0-1. Ellenbecker at second, Westfall at first with nobody out here in the 7th. Coker back in the box. No balls, 1 strike. Drost from the stretch. Now throws and misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. What a ball game we've had today here in Appleton, this WIAA Division IV state final. 1 ball, 1 strike on Seth Coker. Drost sets himself, throws once again, breaking ball, got the inside corner. Called strike, 1-2. Game was 2-2 after 3 innings. Then suddenly changed. Drost ready, fires once again. A swing and a miss. That ball may have been outside, but Seth swings. He may have foul tipped that ball. Denzine holds on for the strikeout. Big strikeout for Matt Drost. As Coker fans, that's out number 1. Here's Dakota Williamson. Dakota today has flied to right, flied to left, doubled, and hit a sacrifice fly. 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Matt Drost, the 3rd Thorp pitcher of the day. From the stretch, he throws inside for ball 1. Well, the Blue Jays would like some insurance here. Boy, the way this ball game is going, no lead is safe. So if you can tack on 2 or 3 runs, that's beneficial. 1-0 on Dakota Williamson. Drost throws again. Ground ball left side. Rosemeyer at shortstop grabs it. Goes to Stunkel for 1 on to first base. A high throw. An errant throw, and Ellenbecker will score. Ball goes into the dugout, so we'll see what they'll do with Clay. They will count the run. Another Thorp error, and Athens now leads 13-10. Coach Broda may come out here, but he's going to go out to his pitcher right now. He's going to go out to the second base umpire. He's going to challenge whether or not Ellenbecker should be given that run. Williamson is at second base here on the throwing error by Stunkel. Westfall is forced at second base for the second out. But Ellenbecker scores from second base. Now 8 Thorp errors today. Tanner Wagner-Durr is now running for Williamson at second base. Connor Westfall the batter. Drost from the stretch, turns, and Wagner-Durr back to the bag. Connor Westfall has flied to center, walked, struck out, and singled. 1 for 3. Drost ready once again. He now delivers. Ground ball down third base side. Fair ball into the left field corner. Wagner-Durr rounding third base. He'll be held right there. Base hit for Connor Westfall. And Athens has base runners at first and third with 2 outs. Guyler Luther now batting for Athens. Guyler today has struck out, walked, fouled out, and bounced into a fielder's choice. Connor Westfall is now pulled, and Jake Denzine will serve as a courtesy runner for Connor Westfall. So Tanner Wagner-Durr is at third base. Jake Denzine at first as Guyler Luther bats. Guyler 0 for 3 with a walk. Draws from the stretch. Delivers. Ground ball back to the box. Dross will snare it. Toss to first base to end the inning. In the 7th for Athens, 1 run. It is unearned on 1 hit. 2 errors, a walk, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom half of the 7th inning of this Division IV state championship game. Our score is Athens 13, Thorp 10. We'll come back with more baseball from Appleton in just a moment.
Hey, don't waste your time with wimpy, pimpy fireworks. This summer, go straight for the big stuff with Big Daddy's Fireworks. They love what they do, and you will too. They have the best brands in the business. Black Cat, Cutting Edge, Pyro King, and Brothers. They don't sell junk. The best fireworks at low prices. All right, Big Daddy's Fireworks. Big Daddy's Fireworks is just a short drive from Marshfield, located on Highway 13 just south of Medford. Watch for their signs on the curb. They're open every Saturday from 11 till 7 and also by appointment. Then open daily 4th of July week. Search Big Daddy's Fireworks on Facebook. Don't take chances with your fireworks display this year. And don't settle for wimpy pimpy. Go big. Get the best with Big Daddy's. They don't sell junk.
Well, state championship on the line as the Thorp Cardinals come to bat. In the bottom half of the 7th inning, the Athens Blue Jays attempting to secure their second consecutive WIAA Division IV state title. And the Thorp Cardinals trying to complete an improbable run and win the state championship with a 15-10 record. Carter Caraba stands in to lead off the Thorp inning. Fouls one down the third base side. Out of play for strike 1. Our score is Athens 13, Thorp 10. As Thorp bats bottom half of the 7th, Carter Caraba has bounced to third, reached base on an error, and bounced to the first baseman. Dakota Williamson throws low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dakota on in relief of Athens starter Marshall Westfall. 1-1 the count. Next pitch on the way, grounded down the third base side, foul. Ball in 2 strikes. Caraba back in there. Williamson fires a curveball. It breaks a bit high. Dakota thought he had the strikeout. Our plate umpire, Michael Feil, disagrees, and the count on Caraba, 2-2. Dakota back on the rubber. Throws again. Ground ball towards short. Seth Coker grabs it. Fires to first base in time for the out. By our count, Williamson now has 50 pitches thrown, plus the 24 from yesterday. So his pitch count still in pretty good shape. Batting for Thorp is the first baseman Reese Drost, the leadoff man for the Cardinals. Reese has singled and scored, bounced to third, bounced to short, and struck out today. Drost stands in, facing Dakota Williamson. Dakota winds and throws a curveball hit in the air to center field. Clay Ellenbecker back a few feet. He's there, makes the catch for out number 2. And the Cardinals down to their final out. Second baseman Ryan Stunkel batting. Ryan has twice bounced to short. He has singled and scored, reached base on an error and scored. 1 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Williamson ready. Winds and delivers. Misses low and outside, ball 1. Our score is Athens 13, Thorp 10 in this Division IV state championship game. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Curveball breaks a bit inside for a ball. 2-0. Thorp batting. Bottom half of the 7th. Bases empty and 2 out. 2-0 on Ryan Stunkel. Williamson throws a curveball that's whacked to left field. Luther comes on, gets there, reaches up and makes the catch. And the Athens Blue Jays win their second consecutive WIAA Division IV state championship. Athens players on the field, they mob each other in a big pileup between the mound and home plate. The Athens Blue Jays, WIAA Division IV state champions for the second consecutive year. A great effort by the Thorp Cardinals with an improbable run to the state championship game, but they fall just short in this state final today. For the Thorp Cardinals in the 7th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Our final score in this Division IV state championship game today, Athens 13 and Thorp 10. We'll come back with a full recap on our postgame report in just a moment.
When you are looking for internet speed and you're looking for local, look no further than Clark Electric Appliance and Satellite and their Viasat satellite internet. Now with speeds of 12, 25, 30, and in some areas 50 to 100 megabytes per second download. What are you waiting for? Call toll-free 1-866-279-6544. Packages are based on your need for speed and start at $39.99 after $20 credit for the first 3 months. Wi-Fi built-in modem. Free activation. No charge basic installation. Call Clark Electric Appliance and Satellite of Greenwood at 866-279-6544. They service a majority of Wisconsin with Viasat. 1-866-279-6544.
You know why they call it spring? Because any minute your lawn's going to spring forth and grow like crazy. Be ready with a new Toro More, built tough to last. See a Toro dealer today and get the total Toro treatment. With prices starting at just $299, you get expert advice, great selection, financing options, excellent warranties, and professional service. Toro's the choice of professionals, and your dealer can help you get the professional look for your lawn, too. Get the total Toro treatment at Bill's Service Center in Stratford.
Both teams on the field congratulating one another. And the Thorp Cardinals win. That a great lot of admiration this weekend. The way they played going into the state Final Four. But the Athens Blue Jays a bit too strong. And they win this WIAA Division IV state championship for the second straight year. Assistant coach Dale Westfall out there hugging all of the Thorp players. Of course, that was a key part of this week as well, with Dale's young son Tucker losing his life in an accident last week, and that was hanging on the shoulders of the Thorp community. But the Cardinals came through with the Blue Jays rather, coming through with a big week of baseball and outlasting Thorp in the state championship game today, 13-10. Rather long game, so our next game, the Division III state final between Menasha St. Mary and Webster, might be delayed somewhat. We're going to have the presentation of the medals and trophies to the two competing schools. The Thorp Cardinals will come out and receive their individual medals. Charlie Hauser played left field, was DH4, comes out. Reese Dross coming out.
Number 6,
Wyatt Denzine getting his medal.
Number 7, Quade Webster.
Quade Webster now coming out.
Number 8, Ryan Stunkel.
Ryan Stunkel next out.
Number 9, Chris Kamanek.
Chris Kamanek coming out next.
Number 10, Jacob Rosemeyer.
Jacob Rosemeyer gets a big hand from the crowd.
Number 11, Carter Caraba.
Carter Caraba coming out next.
Number 16, Dylan Neishes.
Now Dylan Neishes comes out.
Number 17, Calvin Lara.
Calvin Lara coming out for his medal.
Number 19, Dylan Yeager.
Now Dylan Yeager appearing.
Number 20, Logan Cropland.
Logan Cropland coming out.
Number 22, Matt Drost.
Now Matt Drost, key man on this ball club this year.
23, Austin Lagasse.
Austin Lagasse out next.
Number 25, Ben Brohl.
Ben Brohl's receiving his medal.
And number 49, Jack Strelchuk.
And now Jack Skrychuk comes out for his medal.
With Coach Shannon Broda.
And now Coach Broda comes out and he'll receive the state runner-up trophy.
The home plate to receive the runner-up trophy.
Thorp Cardinals, WIAA Division IV, second place finish. Coach Broda receives a trophy, and his captains hold that above their heads and showed that to the Thorp fans in attendance here in Appleton today. And now the Athens Blue Jays receive their medals as well. Colton Weiler first out.
Number 2,
Tanner Wagner Durr comes out.
Number 3, Derek Check.
Derek Check next out.
Number 5, Javon Penny.
Now Javon Penny comes out as well.
Number 6, Marshall Westfall.
Marshall Westfall next out to receive his
Number 7,
medal.
Connor Westfall.
Connor Westfall comes out as well.
Number 8, Carter Meadow.
Carter Medaw comes out.
Number 9, Kobe Ellenbecker.
Colby Ellenbecker receive his medal.
Number 10, Dane
Now Dane Detailm comes out as well.
Number 12, Tucker Westfall.
Tucker Westfall is announced.
Number 14,
And a young man comes out holding Tucker's jersey and receives the medal.
Number 16,
Jake Denzine comes out. Caden Redmond out as well.
Number 17, Dakota
And now
Williamson.
Dakota Williamson coming out.
Number 18, Gary Peel.
Gary Peel will be announced.
Number 19, Seth Coker.
Seth Coker comes out next. He'll be back next year.
Number 20, Tyler Luther.
Kyler Luther receiving his award.
Peter.
Tristan Cater coming out.
Number 24,
Chase Ellenbecker. And then last man will be Clay Ellenbecker. And now Bill Coker will come out and receive the WIAA State Championship trophy for the second consecutive year. And he receives a big hug from Scott Winch, his boss at Stratford High School. Coach Coker still teaches at Stratford, coaches at Athens. And the Blue Jays raised that state championship trophy. They win the WIAA Division IV state championship for the second consecutive year. Our final score in this Division IV state final, the Athens Blue Jays 13 and the Thorp Cardinals 10. We'll come back and recap this ball game for you as our postgame report continues following these messages.
Sweats Oil Company in Blinker has been serving central Wisconsin farmers since 1923. That's 95 years delivering petroleum products to central Wisconsin farmers. Sweats Oil Company folks salute the dairy farmers year-round and especially this month, June Dairy Month. More than delivery of petroleum products, Sweats has everything you need while traveling at Sweats Country Corner Mart just off the new Highway 10 in Blinker and at Sweats Roadside Convenience Store on Division Street in Stevens Point.
You may have heard by now that June is Dairy Month, and you may know that as you've grown your dairy farm, B&H Trucks has been there for you the entire time. They understand the hard work it takes to make something great, much like you do. Your farm is your lifeblood. Like heavy trucks and equipment is theirs. Here at B&H, they've been doing it for more than 50 years and have become experts in their field, just like you and your dairy. So here's to a happy and healthy future together. Happy Dairy Month from B&H, the driving force in heavy trucks and equipment. 1505 South Central Avenue in Marshfield or vhtrucks.com.
Both ball clubs lined up on the foul lines, having their photos taken. Athens Blue Jays, state champions. Thorp Cardinals, state runners-up in Division IV baseball for 2018. Great way to end the baseball season with a great ball game here at Fox City Stadium today. And it'll take a lot to recap this one because we had a wild contest here at Fox City Stadium this morning and this afternoon. Athens Blue Jays, the visiting team, they scored first today when Clay Ellenbecker walked, was then caught stealing. Marshall Westfall then tripled and scored on a drop third strike when Seth Coker struck out. And the third strike was dropped by Thorp catcher Wyatt Denzine. Marshall took off and scored on the play. That gave Athens a 1-0 lead. Then Thorp came out and scored 2 runs in the bottom half of the second inning. Jacob Rosemeyer singled. Matt Dross reached base on an error. Chris Kamonik then sacrificed and reached base on an error as well. On that play, Rosemeyer scored, Dross took third base, and Matt scored on Quade Webster's RBI base hit, and that gave Thorp a 2-1 lead after 2 innings. Athens tied the ball game in the third when Clay Ellenbecker walked. Marshall Westfall singled Clay to third, and Clay then scored on Seth Coker's sacrifice fly. That tied the contest at 2 after 3 innings, and then the fireworks really began. The Athens Blue Jays scored 6 runs in the 4th inning, all unearned, thanks to 5 Thorp errors in that 4th inning. Marshall Westfall had a 2-run single in that inning. Seth Coker, a run-scoring base hit as well. But the Thorp defense was the real issue in that inning as Athens scored 6 unearned runs in the 4th to take an 8-2 lead. But Thorp came right back and scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Wyatt Denzine had a run-scoring ground out in that inning, and Ryan Stunkel a 2-run single, and that cut the lead down to 8-5 in favor of Athens. The Blue Jays then came right back and scored 4 more runs in the 5th inning. Clay Ellenbecker had a 2-run single. Seth Coker RBI base hit in that inning as well. Also a run scored on an error in that inning. And Dakota Williamson, had a sacrifice fly in that inning. And so that gave Athens a 12-5 lead in the 5th inning. But Thorp came right back in the 6th and scored 5 runs to get the ball game close once again. There were 3 Athens errors in that Thorp 6th inning. Wyatt Denzine received credit for an RBI when he reached base on an error. Matt Dross had a run-scoring ground out. Quade Webster an RBI double in that inning. Another run scored, in fact 2 more runs scored on wild pitches that inning as well. And that cut the Athens lead to 12-10 after 6. Athens then scored 1 more in the 7th when Ellenbecker reached base on an error, took second base on a walk, and then scored on another error. and that gave Athens a 13-10 edge, and that's how the ball game ended for today. The line score for this morning: for Athens, 13 runs, 15 hits, 6 errors, and 8 runners left on base. For Thorp, 10 runs, 8 hits, 8 errors, and 7 runners left on base. Winning pitcher Marshall Westfall threw 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, 1 earned on 5 hits, walked 3 and struck out 2. He also threw 1 wild pitch. Dakota Williamson threw 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, none earned on 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 2, and threw 2 wild pitches. So Thorp today scored 10 runs, and 9 of those were unearned. On the Thorp side, the starting pitcher was Chris Kamonic. He went 3 1/3, allowed 8 runs, only 2 earned on 7 hits, walked 5, struck out 2, and threw 1 wild pitch. Carter Caraba, the losing pitcher, went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 runs, 3 earned on 6 hits, walked none, struck out 1. Matt Drost with the final 3, gave up 1 run. It was unearned on 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 1. And so Athens had 5 earned runs today and 8 unearned runs. And Thorp only had 1 earned run. So if you add up the earned runs, Athens wins the ball game 5-1, but on the scoreboard, Athens wins it by a score of 13-10. Top hitters on the Thorpe side today: Quade Webster with a single, a double, and 2 RBIs. Ryan Stunkel and Wyatt Denzine each had a single and 2 RBIs, and Jacob Rosemeyer 3 RBIs in this ball game for Thorpe. On the Athens side, Marshall Westfall, 3 singles, a triple, and 2 runs batted in. Seth Coker, 2 singles, 3 RBIs. Dakota Williamson doubled and drove in a run. And Javon Penny had 3 singles. Also, Clay Ellenbecker singled and knocked in 2 runs for the Athens Blue Jays. The Athens Blue Jays end their season 21-2. Thorpe ends 14-11. And the Athens Blue Jays win the WIAA Division IV state championship for the 2nd straight year, as they defeat Thorpe in the state championship game today by a final score of 13-10. We'll come back with some final thoughts on this ball game from Appleton following these messages.
Moving Marshfield forward by giving back. At Forward Financial Bank, that's what it's all about. Hi, this is Bill Senholtz, President and CEO at Forward Financial Bank. We're proud to say that 100% of our deposits are being invested in loans in our communities. That means your deposit dollars stay here to help businesses and families who need financing. To help move our communities forward, stop in today and open your account, or open your account online at forwardbank.com.
How did Courtesy Auto and Truck Center become one of the largest dealers in the Chippewa Valley? By offering our exclusive low live market prices on every vehicle we sell. You'll know you're getting the area's absolute lowest prices with live market pricing. We monitor competitive websites to offer you the most aggressive prices. New, pre-owned, certified. You'll save with the area's best prices. Save time and money because the live market price is the low market price at Courtesy Auto and Truck Center in Thorpe. You can count on Courtesy Auto.
Well, a great high school baseball season comes to an end with this Division IV state final here at Fox City Stadium in Appleton today. The Athens Blue Jays defeat the Thorpe Cardinals in the state championship game 13-10. Athens ends the season 21-2. Wins its 3rd ever state baseball championship and 2nd in the last 2 years. Thorpe ends its season 14-11. The Cardinals' first ever trip to the WIAA State Baseball Tournament, and they earned the 2nd place award in the Division IV State Tournament. There are still 3 more ball games to play today at the state finals here in Appleton. Coming up next is the Division III State Final. That may be delayed because of the length of our ball game, but the Division III Championship game matches Menasha St. Mary against Webster. That will be followed by the Division II final at 3 o'clock between Jefferson and Waupun, and then the Division I championship game tonight, 6 p.m. between Wanakee and Heartland Arrowhead. Those ball games all today here at Fox City Stadium in Appleton. By the way, we do have more baseball action tonight on AM 1450 WDLB as the Marshfield American Legion baseball team will play at Wausau against Wausau Post 10 at Athletic Park. Game time is 7 p.m. Our broadcast begins at 6:45 this evening on AM 1450 WDLB and on WDLB, WOSQ.com. We'd like to again thank our producer, Tom Uthmeyer, for his work on our behalf today during the WIAA State Tournament. Also, thanks to our sponsors of WIAA Playoff Baseball on WOSQ, including Peter Trucking of Athens, Courtesy Auto and Truck Center of Thorp, and Partners Bank of Stratford, Spencer, and Marshfield. I'm Gene DeLisio. That's it from the WIAA Baseball Tournament in Appleton. Once again, our final score in this Division IV State Championship game, the Athens Blue Jays 13 and the Thorp Cardinals 10. WIAA Playoff Baseball on WOSQ is sponsored by Courtesy Auto and Truck Center of Thorp, Hank's Furniture and Carpeting of Thorp, Advantage Community Bank of Edgar, Dorchester, Mosinee, and Wausau, Dolman Insurance of Greenwood, Brickner Motors of Little Chicago, and Rakovic Concrete and Logging of Loyal. WIAA Playoff Baseball on WOSQ is also sponsored by